Original, Kimba. Ella lo baila. ¿Quieres de mí? Origini, todo para ti. Hey baby, original y originini. Yo no tengo un cromo de panini. Si viene el Kimba lo reventó con en altavoz y bien compreniga. Estoy con el chico para soltarlo bien tranquilito. Es el Kimana, el Kimaneto, porque tiene el ritmo y esqueleto. No vi, ella no vio nada. Cuando suelto ritmo parece en la boca nada. No soy un dragón pero suelto llamaradas. No soy un cabrón pero sueno que te cagas. Original y parecen bandadas de cuervos volando que viene a matar. Si quieres algo del Magneto siempre ves buscando un ritmo. Es original, siempre suena fresco. Lo mejor me lo merezco. No tenemos parentesco, golazos de parece popescu. Hey, original el maneta ha llegado pa' soltar los ritmos sentados. Si quieres algo bueno pues yo vengo de un pasado. Desde lejos, hace tiempo, no soy viejo. Estoy atento, estoy contento. El entrecejo no lo ves, escondí hace tiempo. Original representa de radio, el Netflix de Europa. Pa' venir a reventar todos los escenarios y llevarme la copa.
Un aplauso, vamos. De Easy, haceme algo ya para culminar.
Hostia puta, tío, qué bueno.
¿Te dejo el mismo ese? ¿O te pongo otro?
Pónmelo del principio, va.
¿El principio, este mismo? ¿O te pongo otro?
Este está bien.
¿Este está bien? Vale. Desde el principio entonces. Ahí va, atención.
Estamos en Nazi Radio International Real.
Original.
Hemos vuelto a la casa del Real Netflix de Europa. Bombo claro, dice. Don't stop, everybody don't stop. Llegó el general para prender el club. Hey, sing boy, then yabada badu. Con mi crew, solo tú, dame luz. Hey, sing it, badu. Don't stop, everybody don't stop. Llegó el general para prender el club. Sing it, boy, then yabada badu. Con mi crew, solo tú, dame luz. Everything come through. Ooh, girl, think you better. I think you clever. Hey, stay, my fucking old nigga. Hey, girl, think you better. I think alone, my brother. Everybody come on, nego, hace radio, está fresco. Dice, mueve el cadera, mueve tremendo. Suena perfecto, filo beca. Suena perfecto, viene el del ritmo del gueto. Band the fuck internacional. Hey, nego, the fama no really nobody. Si mueve el estilo, suena fenomenal. Suena bien guapo que viene los ritmos. En radio siempre suena fenomenal. Mueve cadera, mueve tremenda. Ese Kimaneto, el rey de la fiesta. Suena guapo, te lo digo, Zacarías. Así que dale, on the freak, nego.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Viven huyendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, that's so real. Always man, I never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre vaya a favor, no. Tú podrás por mi traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo, sangre, si vos sabías, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
هوا ديالي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هاللي بالك ربي كبير وربي لي واللي جاي يديني اليوم وباغي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري هوا ديالي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هاللي بالك ربي كبير وربي لي واللي جاي يديني اليوم وباغي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري Tuve un sueño donde no había amor se perdía el color de una flor se marchaba lentamente con el sol en el horizonte pude hacer algo para calmar mi dolor y es por eso que le pongo flow viviendo alto siempre Burruco bimba y es que todo por la familia Burruco bimba y es por eso vengo a bendecir Burruco bimba y es que todo por la familia Burruco bimba y es por eso vengo a bendecir
Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
Magna super escalón, subiendo a nuevo escalón. Metallic in the salon, esquivo like si de Stallone. Esos pitch van del palo, pero bitch no rascan balón. Aunque me enrollo nada, cáñamo, nunca me paro. Aunque van tras de mí, no se pueden medir, buscan el elixir está metalizado. Y es que yo soy así, no van a descubrir sexy flow y skill con este descaro. Si familia necesita de ti, fíjalo. Burruco Connection Antarctic Field, dígalo. A mí nadie feria de París, día yo. Los magnates han llegado, están aquí, píalo. Para soportar el dolor como no imaginas. Es la vida en ámbar. Aunque creas que no puedes tú solo con la movida. Yo llevaré tus bambas. Familia, familia. Fighting the hate and the media. Familia, familia. It's original, man. Familia, familia. Fighting the hate and the media. Familia, familia. Yo soy un rocket, ellos abrilia. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de boss final. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de voz final.
Dispara millas sin mirar y sin mirar sin asimilar que es la puta herida de tu vida hurgo. Los manates la chatarrilla hacen pa' pillar piltrafillas. Tres donos nos pilla y se va con la furgo. Te hará falta una pedicura y una cura si se apura. Quizás llega la locura de mi turbo. Dale vueltas a la partícula, deja ya la mandíbula quieta que sola llega Luxemburgo.
Niño, prepara la compota que la pera pata.
Pero vinimos a mejorarla.
Pa' hablar por mi familia y tengo autoridad.
Saben que no puedo cagarla.
Y poner ritmo y los manos de todas cuatro patas. ¿Quieres esa vaina? Va a probarla. Estoy aquí en el party donde se gata. Guata, que el guatan alma. Vivimos huyendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, that's so real. Always man, I never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre vaya a favor, no. Tú podrás por mi traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo, sangre, si vos sabías, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los míos, Magna que cual fire them. Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los manas y saqué cual fire them. I could stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and the smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap, bang in the street. burn it, fill it with. Rasta man over the Illuminati play the kill. Stop, shut up on the microphone, galat. When they smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha, bombo clan. Bang, bang in the street, fire burn it, fill it with. Key Cray is a king, Magnus thing. Nobody, no kill them. In a crazy style. Chale, no fire them. It's a Rasta ganja. Nobody, no kill them. It's a Christian style. Tally, no fire cream. It's a Rasta ganja. Familiar. Rasta chai is familiar. Key Cray is familiar. Pure nego is familiar. Sico, Key Magneto, familia. Esa chesta la mínima. Familia. Compactar más cristaleras. Familia. Rasta Zion familia. Magna boy que te aplasta, nego.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Okay. Sounds good. We're ready to go. Yakuza doing well. Think the sounds as well. Not many people here today. No problem. All right. Seems like 2 people. It's all good. We don't need a big crowd. We don't need a big crowd. But let me remind y'all.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
And for you,
Fuck that puto.
let me do it again. For you, Chiwiwi.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Okay. So I hope y'all having a good day so far. Hold on, let me get rid of this. I don't know what the hell's going on with this. Bam. Let me get rid of that. Can't get rid of that screen for some reason. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so saludos to everybody, man. You guys that are new here. 2 people. I go by Joshua. Welcome to Meshiacha Chronicles. I got something interesting to show y'all today. Listen, I have no problem with people that are about our gente and they want to bring out facts. But I got a problem with you're a liar. So because I have some stuff to do, I'm going to hurry up and get to my point. I'm going to talk less as much as I can. We're going to touch on this video real quick. We'll just want to show you real quick, but I'm going to show you some other stuff before we start. I always call this guy culo miados because that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, no reply, nothing. And that's before, that's in the past. So he knows who the hell I am. Ain't no fucking joke. Yeah, he got a lot of subscribers, and I don't mean shit to y'all. I'm like an ant compared to his channel. 550,000, of course. Our so-called measly 500 don't matter to him. Definitely. But this is what I am going to be going over. This right here. So I remember I told you guys that I had this video of him, the actual real video of this here, the real footage of the French Guiana. So we're going to go through it real quick. I'm going to bring you guys some books because you know how I do it. You know what I'm saying? So let me get this going real quick. All right, hold on a second, people. Just a couple things as to why. You know, we gotta.
So I've been doing some research.
Destroy this shit, and brother
and
BTC, man, this is not yours, but you know, appreciate what you do, bro. Let's begin. Let's go. So we got some confusion, some confabulation. You guys have already heard what I mean by that. Filling in the gaps of vague memory. Okay, so here's one of them.
I came across this book, as you can see, in a Library of Congress, right? This book, The Original History of America, Ancient America, the original history of ancient America. I'm just gonna leave this right here so you can read what it say right there. But how about this? The present writer will not yield to any man in the firm belief that the Aborigines of North America, but North America only, and the ancient Israelites are identical. Bruh, what is going on, fam? Bruh.
So you brothers or sisters that are of our indigenous gente, right? That run into this on TikTok and then you hear Bible stuff and you just, I don't know what to do. Well, you're going to have to learn some of it. Because this is why they want your history. Whether you don't want to embrace it, I don't know. But there is a spiritual value in being who we are. Okay? One example. Example number 2. And this is why I do what I do, because I don't know if you guys know, if you guys are new to this channel, I'm known by Joshua, the Canaanite slayer, because that's what I do. I be slaying these fools because they don't hit back. Apparently they get cut too much. I don't understand why. Anyways, but now I think I need some, I need to slice some of these wobbles up. And while I'm doing that, I'd like to share the stuff that I have. So let's begin. Again, this is a brother VTC. Check out his channel if you guys haven't. All right, let's go. Another example, just giving you guys some get downs here real quick. You guys got to know what's going on in people's minds, because then you need to understand why it's important to learn your own history. Let's go and prove as to if it's true or not. Because if it's true, then hey, it is what it is. But if it's a fucking lie, then you cannot shut your ass up and sit your butt down and say, oh, well, maybe they're right. No, fuck no, man. Study your shit. Let's go.
We don't have any more time for games. The time for games is over. The time for standing up is now. Get your ass in the pit. Who are the Chiwiwi? The Chiwiwi are the pyramid and mound building civilizations of the Americas. Yes, these very pyramids that the America has 2,000 plus of. Now look at that image on the right side of the screen, and you tell me who that man is. Yes, someone who traced their history back and found that we are the originals of the Americas.
So now that we're on that subject, let me just interject quickly. And let me see if I saved it. If I didn't, I will pull it up real quick. No, I didn't. Okay. I'll do it this way. There is a reason for all sorts of things like that. But even then, let's start carving out the difference between the change in name, because it is important to understand. This is extremely important. You see, remember, family, there was a war between these two people. And when they started losing political power, they kind of had to shift back and forth what they could gain and not gain. So there is such a thing called white standard. For you guys that don't understand what that means, do your homework in regards to around 1845 through 1855 through 1875 or 65-ish, somewhere on those times. You can see in a lot of snippets, articles that talk about these things and tell you the political struggle. So it says here, the use of the terms Negro and Black to include persons of Native American ancestry in Anglo-North America. No, why would that be important? No, we'll see. In 1854, the California State Supreme Court. Now keep this in mind that 1854 is only 6 years after Mexico lost it. You see this all, it's moving real fast, isn't it, right? However, they make up these laws here. It says here, because now they're on this side. So now they're also dealing with people like ourselves. You understand that? And terminologies at that time, negrito, we still used it. In case you guys don't know that you're not from Mexico, then we still use those terminologies. Well, I don't know about now, but I'm close to my 50s, so yes. It says here, the word black, in 1854, the California State Supreme Court sought to bar all non-Caucasians from equal citizenship and civil rights. The court stated, now, Caucasian also meant white, so they were fighting for something called white standard. Don't forget about that. Then it says here, the court stated, the word black, and you have to pay attention to this, the word black may include all Negroes, but the term Negro, you see the word black, but the term Negro, so there's Negroes and then Negro, a branch of, so to speak, maybe. It says, but the Negro does not include all black persons. We are of the opinion that the words white, Negro, mulatto, and black person, whenever they occur in our Constitution, must be taken in their generic sense. So now we're seeing a division of white, Negro, mulatto, and black person. But we're seeing here a video here. Somebody saying that all of a sudden now around here. What do you mean 1865 black? But black was being used back here too. And Negro or black basically is the same thing. But you wouldn't know that because you're not from over there. You don't speak Spanish. You don't know the actual rich cultural history of it. And it says here, we are of the opinion that the words white, Negro, mulatto, and black person, whenever they occur in our Constitution, must be taken in their generic sense. That the words black person in the 14th section must be taken as contradistinguished from white and necessarily includes all races other than Caucasian. And it says, as convoluted as the quote may be, not really, but it is, because the word black may include all Negroes, but the term Negro, classifying itself different from black, does not include all black persons. So if you're under the term called Negro, that doesn't mean you are a black. And it says, we are of the opinion that the word white, Negro, mulatto, and black person, this isn't, 1854. So we're starting to see the difference between Negro and black. Why? Pheno or colorism? Hair or no hair? Whenever they occur. So we are seeing here now that there's a division. Now, check this out. As convoluted as quoted may be, it tends to express a strong tendency in the history of the United States towards creating two broad classes of people, white and non-white, citizens and non-citizens. So again, this has to do with the topic. The culprits of ism. Ism is part of this here. So just as convoluted the word Negro may be, or black, so has copper color. And I'm going to show you. The tendency to create a two-caste society often clashes with the reality of a territory. So remember, this is also included in the statement because in 1854 in California, you guys were newer to this territory. You had people like me still here. Yeah, in case you don't know. So be mindful in the context of what you're reading. Because Wabboism will twist this shit around because they don't know. I don't know if they don't know how to read. I don't know if they don't know how to read in context. Maybe they read one paragraph and they forget what they read before or the purpose of the entire article. Because it says here, the tendency to create a two-caste system, here's why it's saying this. Society often clashed with the reality of a territory which included many different types of people. Why? Because it wasn't like an isolated situation like, for example, Europe or Africa. Or let's say, that's the best example to put. Right? It's just a perfect example. Because here were an admixture, so to speak, of all colors and different degrees of intermixture of European, American, African, and Asian. Hold on a second here.
Fuck that puto.
You're a liar. All of you guys that are actually going around twisting this stuff around here, even in 1854, there was a degree of understanding that there was a European, American, African, and Asian, which is not Native American, like you say. Hello. Now, Native American people, whether of unmixed ancestry or mixed with the other stocks, were at times affected by the tendency to create a purely white, black social system. Why do you think now this article is being read this way? Because since 1492, this establishment had always been about that, excluding the indigenous gente. You need to wake up. That's what you're missing. You're not seeing this. That's the matrix that you're being played on. It says here, why was it difficult to create this type of caste system here? Because it wasn't like a black and white thing, like I told you. Europeans, Africans, so to speak. Native American people, whether of unmixed ancestry or mixed with other stocks, were at times affected by tendency to create a purely white black social system, especially when living away from a reservation or an ancestral homeland, which is why they had a difficult time dealing with assimilation. That's why so-called black people assimilated to America. Why do you guys think you hold on to that shit? Now, because you don't even know where you forget where you're from. That's all you cling to now. So the only reservation you have left is to say you're from here, or that you are a Maya or an Aztec, so-called, or a Mexica. In the British slave colonies of North America along the Atlantic coast, many persons of American ancestry were at times classified as blacks. Listen, many persons of American ancestry were at times classified as blacks, Negroes, mulattoes, or people of color, and these terms were, of course, used for people of African ancestry. The manner in which Americans, in part Americans, were sometimes classified as mulattoes and people of color from New England to South Carolina and from Spanish Empire are explored elsewhere. So here from New England to South Carolina and Spanish Empire. So here's the difference. You know why I'm saying that? Because England and South Carolina was British Empire. British Empire, different from Spanish empires. The purpose here is to illustrate how the term Negro has also been applied to people of American descent. Excellent point. But let's continue.
Tutul-Shu was a Mayan chiefdom in the central Yucatan Peninsula before the Spanish arrived in the 16th century. The chiefdom's capital was Mani, and the Tutul-Shu were a ruling family. Here's some information about some members of the Tutul-Shu family.
Let's go to Harvard University, Peabody Museum of Archaeology and Ethnology. And this right here is Nemesio Shu. You see that? And these are more Shu family members. The little boy is Andres Shu and his mother. You see that? These people are still there, man. You guys are literally taking people's identity that are still there. That's crazy. These are the Shu family men, the man in the family.
There's so many sources on the Shu family. Y'all just want to steal someone's name. Like you're stealing candy. Unbelievable. Also, using this page from Speaker Hub don't help you at all. This is just another ethnocentric with a suit and a tie. Trying to get hired to speak garbage at your venue.
So let's read that here real quick. It says, Powhatan is a proud Freemason of Northern Masonic jurisdiction, a 32nd degree Scottish Rites member, and Masonic scholar, as well as a noble of Shriners International. Hold on, excellent finding.
He says dumb things like the Maya and Olmec were called Tutul-Shu. When that's incorrect, Tutul-Shu is a Maya chiefdom's name, it's a family bloodline. Plus your man's is a Freemason, a damn Shriner. Wow, just wow.
You guys are impatient bastards. Anyways, it's all good. I'm not tripping. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. All right, so we got Cornholio right here. And we're going to speed up his talk because he talks real slow. I think that'll be good. Let me see. That's not too bad. The first one was like a better one. All right, there goes. I'm not gonna promote this stupid ass intro and shit. It's kind of weird. It's like you're a fucking alien. All right, so here it is right here, fam. Okay, so apparently this dude here, right, thinks he's a scholar. Rare 1950s footage of Indians in South America. Okay, so he says, we're going to dissect it. I'll show you some material. I'll give you guys some references to some books, and then you guys decide what you think. Okay, I'm not here to influence nobody because you guys don't give a fuck anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, this channel ain't nobody. I understand. I don't mean nothing. It don't matter, but it matters to me. It matters to me. So I really don't give a shit. If it offends people, and if you don't like me, well, oh well. You know, if you think I'm gonna be playing nice with facts, you're stupid. You're in the wrong channel. So let's begin. Let's see what this guy supposedly he found. Let's look at some of the books that he says, and then we're gonna try to read them too. All right, let's go.
Wow. Hey, much love and respect. Thanks for tuning in once again. Quick video today. Wanted to upload this rare old video footage, a small documentary about a trip into the interior parts of South America back in the 1950s. You're gonna see a lot of copper-colored tribes down there. So
I hope you can hear him. So he says you're gonna see a lot of copper-colored tribes, Jenny. Now I'm playing it super fast because this guy talks extremely slow. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I don't give a shit how you guys talk. But that's why he sounds weird. All right, he don't talk this way. But let's listen in to what he's saying real quick. All right, let's go.
So-called Negroes. Just want to emphasize.
As the copper colored, right? I'm sorry, right when I pressed it, he says the so-called Negroes after saying the copper color. Okay, so let me play that back. Give me a second.
You're gonna see a lot of copper-colored tribes down there, so-called Negroes. Just want to emphasize, you gotta empty your cup, especially if you're new here. These are not African runaways, and these are not people who came from Africa before Europeans arrived. These are indigenous people to the Americas. This is what they look like. We're gonna begin, for example, just reading from a couple of sources.
Remember what he's saying, okay? This is extremely important. Listen to this. Let's go. Again, I believe, whether or not you believe, I believe in God. I believe in a higher creator. And I do believe that everything that you say, everything you fucking say is recorded. And it will come back to haunt you. It will come back to haunt you. Okay, I believe that. I don't know about you guys, but I do. So let's go. Let's listen to this, okay? Pay attention.
They're not people who came from Africa before Europeans arrived. These are indigenous people to the Americas. This is what they look like. We're going to begin, for example, just reading from a couple of sources that we've gone over before.
So here is where he justifies these so-called sources. And I won't touch on every single one of them, but I will get to the point as of regards to a terminology here. Remember that not all blacks are Negroes, but not the term on the Negro are all blacks, something like that. Okay, so here he goes to Atlantic Journal, Friends of Knowledge. No, now look, you guys can get the book. I'm telling you right now that maybe out of 500 pages, this is the only shit that he'll find as close as it can get to some kind of wobbleism. Okay, so, I mean that's kind of pretty much what I see factually. I don't know what else you guys may find, but listen to this. It says the Americans cannot have sprung from a single nation because independently of the languages, their features and complexions are as various as in Africa and Asia. Okay, no big deal. And we find in America, white, tawny, brown, yellow, olive, copper, highlighting copper. Okay. And even black nations as in Africa, meaning we're talking about colors here. Why would you think that all of a sudden the phenotype matters when he just mentioned features in the dash prior to mentioning we find? The features in complexions, right? We find in America, white, tawny, yellow, copper, and even black nations as in Africa, meaning skin color, not hair, not phenotype. Also dwarfs and giants, handsome and ugly, featured flat, equiline nose, thick and thin lips. Okay, but you focus on copper. Let's continue.
Before we go ahead and show that
Hold on. Let me see
video.
Another copper.
It says here, Atlantic Journal and Friends of Knowledge, a cyclopedic journal and review of universal science and knowledge, historical, natural, medical, arts, and sciences with numerous figures. Editor C.S. Rafinsky, Professor of Historical Natural Sciences. This is from Volume 1, Philadelphia, 1832. And it says, the Americans cannot have sprung from a single nation because independently of the languages, their features, complexions are as various as in Africa and Asia, okay? Just like in Africa and Asia.
No, he didn't say. Well, first of all, various complexions and features as in Africa and Asia. So why wouldn't this land be African if you guys look like that? Let's continue.
We find in America white, tawny, brown, yellow, olive, copper, and even black, even so-called black nations as in Africa, just like in Africa, okay? We already got the references of the Californians having the same color as the Guinea Negroes, right? In our last California video, it's the same thing. It says here,
We're going to read about that too.
also dwarves and giants, meaning people of short stature and very tall people. Handsome and ugly features, flat and alkaline noses, thick and thin lips, all right? All sorts of different features and phenotypes. And since we're going to be showing a video in South America, it kind of correlates with this map right here that was done in 1519. This is called the Miller Atlas map. You can Google it, you can look for it, research it. From 1519, this is just a part of it, a section I took, it's closed in, of South America, all right? And this is what it's showing, all right? This is what it's showing right here. So when you're about to see some rare footage of him going into these jungle villages in South America, you're gonna see what these people look like, all right? Just like this person right here in this map that they drew, all right? Just like these people they drew here. Some with the long hair, some with the short hair.
5 p.m. already. You can't be open.
And again,
Okay, so we keep seeing the terminology or the term or the word copper. Now, I find it interesting because when you look up Webster Dictionary 1828, which I have pictures of it, and you look up black or Negro or African, and it literally identifies people of Africa. Here it says a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, right? 1828. So, you know, this is a wobble thing. They love this copper-colored shit. They love it. Can't get enough of it. All right. So I'm trying to get to the point where he references this book here. Okay. Let's see if he references it here. Okay. I think it's here. Now he's still considering copper color. Okay, fine. Copper color. Okay. So now he goes into, again, Negroes with feathers and headdresses and kilts. We know several people have debunked these pictures, but you know, where's my point? I think this one here. This one here. I'll let him. I don't want him to talk too much because he's just going to keep saying Negroid and this. Matter of fact, let's do it. Let's let him. Let's listen in.
the history of signboards. It says blackamoors and other dark-skinned foreigners have always possessed considerable.
Remember, he said blackamoors, right? And then he said copper color, right? Okay, I'm just trying to get to one point. Let's go.
Attractions as signs for tobacconists and sometimes also for public houses. Negroes with feathered headdresses and kilts, smoking pipes are to be seen outside tobacco shops on the continent as well as in England. Physical type inhabited the Virgin Islands in pre-Columbian times, all right? They found these bones there, right? They're trying to say the ones in Okmulgee.
Now he's saying that because they found bones in 1938. So we understand now what was going on back then in regards to all of these questions. Now, back then, yeah, they were written, but now is when it matters. Okay? Now is when it matters. But let's continue.
Okmulgee mounds, they lost them because they're going to make those bones. And then we got, you know, walls of the Maya and vases again, so you guys can see. Like the article said, all kinds of features here, just like in Africa. All right, as you can see, Bonaparte, Chiapas.
Yeah, the idiot don't pay attention to the face, to the hands. You know, it's just, anyways, it doesn't matter. Let's go.
More vases over here. This is on their walls, ancient Americana.
Right here. Right. What I'm talking about right here. Right here.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
So, I have a question to these people here. Because I do have this book here, okay? So, it's this one. Okay. And he's talking about the peculiarity. The peculiarity. Let me see if I can get the book. Where you at? In inquiry. Let's see my highlighted parts. Okay, so here he's talking about the peculiarities, all right? What these brothers look like. Let me see if I can get to that page. Give me a second. because this is an interesting book, and it really separates a lot of people. So on page 5 in this book, okay, he's going to talk about this right here, and we're going to read it so then we can understand what it means. Because apparently Ebonics, I don't know. I really don't know. Let's go. Listen to this.
Physical characteristics. It says all possess alike the long, lank black hair, the brown or cinnamon color skin, the brown or cinnamon color skin, out of Crania Americana. Physical characteristics. It says all possess alike the long, lank black hair, the brown or cinnamon color skin, the brown or cinnamon color skin. On the other page, it says these facts, however, are mere exceptions to a general rule and do not alter the peculiar physiognomy of the Indian. What is that? Which is as undeviatingly characteristic as that of the Negro. All right, just like the Negro, the physiognomy of the Indian. For whether we see him in the athletic Carib or the stunted Chima, in the dark Californian, all right, we got 3 videos, right? The dark Californian, look at the correlation. The dark Californian or the fair Boroa, he is an Indian still. Doesn't matter how you're saying, he's still an Indian and cannot be mistaken for being of any other race. They're not African, they're still Indians.
Okay, so little stupid ass, bro. I found a video and I know where you're low. Well, I'm not gonna say that shit, but I will catch you, motherfucker. I will fucking catch you. And I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of you. Because you're what do you call those things? Useful idiot, I guess. And all of you guys that are believing this shit, y'all are stupid too. You're gonna get burned like him. Because again, I mean, I don't know if you guys believe in a creator or not, but you better. And what you guys have done is quite frankly an embarrassment to your people, to your nation, to your heritage, bro. Y'all are just a fucking joke. So this is from first of all, I went to this book because this book that he's talking about is written by this gentleman here, right? Samuel George Morton. Now you're asking, well, why are you bringing up this one? Because this one was also Samuel George Morton. Same book. Okay. I'll go back. So, Culomiado, explain this to me, little man, Mr. Little Man, because you're referencing a person that says one particular thing, right? Samuel George Morton. Now, I'm going to bring up this book first, and then I'm going to bring this book up after. So let me just kind of bring it up here. Now, why am I doing this? Because first of all, 2 things I want to tackle. The same writer, okay? The same writer. And he uses this writer, Samuel George Morton. Now, we've seen in his all videos of every fucking wobble that I've listened to, all you dumbasses, yeah, I'm going to call y'all out, bro, for real. I don't care. And look, there's only, what, 2 people watching? And it's perfect because at least I get to kind of get to just be me for a second. Because you want to know something? This is total bullshit. You guys keep saying copper color, look, copper color, bro, fucking copper color, bro. That's why we're black. That's why, like, we look Africans, but, not really, because it says copper color,
The world is ready.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. In the book that he wrote in 1839. Okay. He's quoting this guy at that time. I'm going slow so you guys can follow, because apparently you guys are really slow. You know who I'm talking about. We're going to go to page 67. And I need you to follow along with me and slowly process this information. And make sure that it doesn't bother y'all so much, okay? Let me see if I can bother here real quick. Where is the page? Give me a second here. Give me a second. Is this the one, man? Don't tell me I lost it already. Shit. I have a page where misuse of, yeah, I have it here. It's right here, isn't it? Oh, here it goes. Page 68. I need you guys to pay attention to this. Just like the term Negro, all of that shit. Here it's telling us that for some reason, look, a copper colored skin has been assumed by most writers as a characteristic distinction of the Americans, who have hence been called the copper-colored race. The investigations of Dr. McCullough satisfactorily prove that this designation is wholly incapable to the Americans as a race, and that it is more characteristic of some other and very remote nations. This is Morton saying here what you wobbles always love to lean on. He's saying you can't apply it to natives necessarily. So then what now? And I know that this is going to go over that. No, it doesn't matter. The error has obviously arisen from the habitual use among many tribes of red paint to a brown skin, which occasions as copper hue. Humboldt declares that the denomination of copper-colored men could never have originated in the equinoctial regions to designate the Americans. You guys listening to this? Or you guys not listening to this? To be quite frank with you, I'm surprised man, I only see one person watching. This is weird, to be quite frank with you. But it don't matter. You guys can catch it later. Then it says here, Humboldt declares that the denomination of the copper-colored men could never have originated in the equinoctial regions to designate the Americans, the natives. And I can further testify that among the individuals of many tribes that have come under my observation, I have never seen a copper-colored man. One second. Get the hell out of here with that, bro.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
You know what's so funny, man? You know what's so funny? Oh, shit. Yeah. You know what's so funny, family? Hold on a second here. Hold on. I think I know what's going on. Here, give me a second. I'll be right back. So you guys ain't watching anyways. So yeah, I know that's painful, and I mean, what else do you want me to tell you here? Let's read it again, because apparently, inquiring minds ought to know. Inquiring minds ought to know here. This right here is matter of fact. Let me see if I can do it in red. Yeah. So check this out again. This goes to all you wobbles. Every single one of y'all. I know there's only one person watching it. I don't care. It's just funny to me, bro. It's just funny to me how, I mean, look, this is the same dude he used right here, bro. He quoted this guy, okay? So before I move into the easy breakdown here, what he's talking about, because he's stupid, he don't know how to read. I want to get to the nitty gritty. Take a picture of that. Enjoy it. Chew on that shit for a moment. Look at this. Here, let me get out of the way. A copper-colored skin has been assumed by most writers as a characteristic distinction of the Americans, meaning our gente. Not blackety blacks with afro, West Africans who want to steal our heritage, not you. This is us. Why? Who have been hence called the copper-colored race. Now, this is while you go about wobbles, you guys want to use this terminology, you want to use it. Guess what this man says? You Colombianos is your king. He's your God. You guys got all this from him. Okay? He's part of the culprit. He's the ones of the section. So it says, a copper-colored skin has been assumed by most writers as a characteristic distinction of the Americans, who has hence been called the copper-colored race. The investigation of Dr. McCullough satisfactorily proves that this designation is wholly incapable to the Americans as a race, and that it is more characteristic of some other and very remote nation.
Fuck that puto.
What are you talking about, man? So here we're seeing that copper-colored was not a terminology applied to the natives here. So let's continue, because apparently this is not enough. The error was obviously arisen from the habitual use among many tribes of red paint and a brown skin, which occasions a copper hue. So this is because of paint and skin tone. You understand that now? You understand that? But that's not still the concept of copper color. Did it ever apply to the native? And should it apply now to the native? Okay? Humboldt declares that the denomination of copper-colored men could never, I repeat, never have originated in the equinoctial regions to designate the Americans. So it could never apply to the Americans. Why? And I can further testify. Here's his why. That among the individuals of many tribes that have come under my observation, I have never, once again, regarding the natives of this land, this is in 1838. This is the same writer. He's referencing different book. We're going to touch on this book. I'm not running. But this man is saying that I have never seen a copper-colored man here in America. He can testify, and among many individual tribes that he observed, he's never seen a copper-colored man, meaning other than with paint and brown skin, yes, but a natural like that? He said, no. So, now, he goes here and reads this article. And I remember the other dude. What's his name? This dude here. This guy here. This dude here. So I remember seeing him read something to some Hispanic dude. I don't know. And I don't know what happened. I really didn't. It was a long time ago. And he read the same paragraph. The same page. And I guess Colombianos and them. It's like a practice page or some shit. So they get stupid asses that don't know how to read or understand or break down words. So here is where he goes. Okay, so he uses this word physiogamy, I'm sorry. Okay? And then he also uses this word undividedly. Okay? So now, let's look up the word first, so then you can see and understand what you're reading. That's why it's important to read and study words. Physiognomy is the facial features held to show qualities of mind, blah, blah, blah. It's external aspect. Your facial features, right? Your features, basically. And this word here
Undeviating. Undeviating.
How did he read it? Let's slow down, because apparently that matters.
It says all possess alike the long, lank, black hair, physical character. Other page, it says these facts, however, are mere exceptions to a general rule and do not alter the peculiar physiognomy of the Indian. What is that? Which is as undeviatingly.
Undeviating.
Does it sound about the same thing, or does it sound about the same thing? I don't think it sounds about the same thing.
Characteristic. What is that? Which is as undeviatingly.
Undeviatingly. First of all, culo miado. You got to learn how to read. And second, you got to learn how to pronounce it right.
Undeviating.
Undeviating. You see, when you read it now, you're like, wait a minute, hold on a second. There's a definition. So that's technically what it means. Undeviatingly. Okay? That's what it means. Now, as time goes on, the way that we write words does change. In case y'all don't know, if you read old books and new books, you'll start seeing the progression of words, how they change. Here it says, so now we're getting an idea. The physiognomy of how they look, and undeviantly, showing no deviation, a constant or steady or consistent, persistent, continuing, constant, continual, right? Right? It says continue and nonstop. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because we're going to read this. So it says, just to make sure that you guys understand. He's talking about, and read it in context. Got to read it in context. He's looking at, he's talking about this. First of all, look at this real quick. So he reads certain things about the physical characteristics, but then he, excludes other things. So he mentions the Indian. Hey, what up, Gurakoyo? What's up, bro? Good to have you here, bro. Good to have you here, man. Appreciate your support. He mentions the climate difference. So let me just read it. It is an adage among travelers that he who has seen one tribe of Indians has seen all. That is important. Do you understand what that means? I need here. As a matter of fact, let's continue. So just remember that. So if you've seen one native, you've seen them all. If you've seen raza one way, you've seen them all. Right? So for example, whether they like light skin, whatever, that's a Hispanic, so-called, so to speak. Right? He says, so much to the individuals of this race resemble each other, notwithstanding their immense geographical distribution, meaning vast land, and those differences of climate, which embrace the extremes of heat and cold, meaning north or south, and half-clad Fuegian, shrinking from its dreary winters, has same characteristic lenient, though in an exaggerated degree, as the Indians of the tropical plains. And these again resemble the tribes which inhabit the region west of the Rocky Mountains, those of the Great Mississippi, and those again which skirt the Eskimos on the north. Watch this. All possess long, lank. What is lank? Straight. Okay. Black hair. The brown or cinnamon colored skin. Now, we're going to touch on the importance of this cinnamon thing, okay? The heavy brow, the dull and sleepy eye, the full or compressed lips. Now, think about this for a moment, okay? Think about this for a moment. So you're like, full, you see, it says full lips. Well, my wife has full lips. My kids have full lips. I don't. I have what they call compressed lips. Oh, you don't think so? Check this out. Compressed lips means this, family, okay? It means what? Flatten by pressure, squeeze, press together. So like, let's see my face. Look at my face, see? Compressed lips, thin lips, thin lips. I don't understand what you guys are reading, man. What are you reading? What are you talking about? It says compressed or full lips. and the salient but dilated nose. Salient, what does that mean? Noticeable or important, but dilated, meaning become wilder or larger. So it's noticeable but large. Look at my nose. Shit, I got a big nose. I don't got a little nose. What are you guys talking about? So as we're reading this book and we're dissecting and tackling this shit, it's like, bro, this makes no sense. So now that you understand what he's talking about, so he's saying, like these traits, moreover, are equally common to the savage and civilized nations, whether they inhabit the margins of rivers, blah, 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 blah. So that's what he's talking about, okay? He says, I cannot be questioned that the physical diversities do occur equally singular and inexplicable as seen in different shades of color, varying from a fair tint to a complexion almost black. See? Complexion black. That didn't say Africans. And this too under circumstances in which climate can have little or no influence. So, for example, if you live in the north, you can be dark-skinned too. Yeah, it's possible. So also in reference to the stature, the differences are remarkable in entire tribe, which moreover are geographically proximate to each other. Check this out. These facts, however, are mere exceptions to the general rule and do not alter the peculiar physiognomy, the way people look, right? The way people look, right? The way they look, the physiognomy or the look of the Indian, which is as, remember this word, consistent, right? Continuous, characteristic as that of the Negro. Now, you're like, oh my God. No, I'll give you one example of what he's talking about, okay? I'll give you why. Here's why, okay? Check this out. Tank Davis, okay? You see Tank Davis? The Stank Davis? Nah, he's a good fighter, okay? You see this guy right here? Right? This is Tank Davis, right? Okay, watch this. Captain Tazar. I was going to say taser phrase, but look at this right here. You see this right here? And this is the undeviantly, or I should say, let me have the computer say it for us.
Physiognomy.
Oh, not that word, dummy. Shit, the other one. Hold on a second. Oh, that's funny. Not that one, dude. Give me go back. This one. Let me go ahead and read it.
Undeviating.
It's undeviating, right? Meaning what? That no matter what feature you see in him or in him, you see that? The woolly hair is there. The thicker lips are there. Do you understand that? That's what he's talking about. You can tell it's consistent with their nations, whether you're dark-skinned or light-skinned, right? Whether you're like Denzel Washington type or whether you're Tazaria type or whether you're Tank Davis type, that's what it means, that is consistent to your physiognomy. Not that it's that it's because it would say in which is similar. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like it wouldn't say consistent characteristic as that of the Negro. Why? For where we see him in the athletic cherub or the stunted, hold on, let me close this up. Kaima, in the dark Californian or in the fair Baroa, he is an Indian still. But he didn't say Negro. And cannot be mistaken for being any other race. For example, if you see Captain Tazariak, so they call him, you would say he's a light-skinned Negro. You see Tank Davis, you would say he's a light-skinned Negro. If you say Denzel Washington, he's a so-called Negro. If you say, I don't know, Obama, he would be a so-called Negro, right? The physiognomy don't change. The same conformity of organization is no less obvious in the osteological structure of these people, as seen in the squared or rounded heads, the flattened or vertical occiput, the high cheekbones, the ponderous maxill, the large quadric orbit, the low receding forehead. You see this? He's seeing people For example, here it says who he's seen. So before I forget the topic, let's continue. Let's continue. Let me speed up.
Characteristic as that of the Negro. All right, just like the Negro, the physiognomy of the Indian, for whether we see him in the athletic.
And we know now that that's not what it means. It means that the peculiar look of the Indian, which is as consistent a characteristic as that of the Negro, meaning what? That the physiognomy, the way you look, is consistent with your race, which is why it says in the bottom, he as an Indian still cannot be mistaken for being in any other race. He's not saying that blacks and Indians look the same, stupid ass. What he's saying is that, yo, we have characteristics. When you see an Indian, you'll know he's an Indian, whether he's light skinned or dark skinned. Let's continue.
Carib or the stunted chima in the dark Californian. All right, we got 3 videos, right? The dark Californian, look at the correlation. The dark Californian or the fair Boroa, he is an Indian still. Doesn't matter how you're saying, he's still an Indian and cannot be mistaken for being of any other race. They're not African, they're still Indians. Even with the physiognomy of a Negro, they're still Indian. The American nations or outlines of their general history, ancient and modern. Okay, this is right. C.S. Rafinsky, but he's actually quoting here sources. Starting here says 49th Atlantic black people came to Haiti from the south or southeast, meaning South America, who had darts of guanine metal and were called the Black Guaninis. This tradition, preserved by Herrera, Garcia, and Charlie Vu, indicated colony of Negroes or men painted black from South America. From South America, we're about to see the footage. They might be
To see the footage. I'm just trying to get to the footage. Let's get to the footage. All right. Here he quotes, it's another book. Leo Blanchard. I would say get him, by the way, please, and read them. If you read them, you'll find out. Because I'm about to destroy this stupid ass. Because my interest is the actual video. Because obviously we know that, you know, they're going to snip cuts and snip things and tape them together. I'm not too concerned about that. Because I already just proved one damn thing. You can't apply copper color to natives. Morton, the guy you quoted, contradicts the shit that you're saying. Let's listen to
Black Indians have been seen in Brazil, Guyana, Caracas, Popayan, Choco, North California. Some of them, such as the Auroras or Caroras of Cumana, were black, but with fine features and long hair, like the Jolofs and Galas of Africa, just like the ones in Africa.
Okay, all right, so let's play it now, because I want to get to the point, all right? So here's where we found the video, the original, and here's what he says supposedly happened. But I'm going to show you how he gets debunked. All right, but let's continue. Let's go.
Goes of French Guiana, Mr. Herman Jessen, the Amazon trader, makes his way up the Moroni River, aided by friendly natives. His object? To trade small manufactured goods with the primitive Indians along its banks. For theirs.
So here he goes, primitive Indians, not African runaways. All right, you see what I'm saying? Now, this is how he's starting to isolate the stupid little mind, the confabulated mind of Western Africa.
Spears, baskets, and primitive artifacts. His expedition must cut its way through the dense jungle overgrowth, and often has to eat only what nature provides. And now, here's the man you saw in the film earlier, Mr. Herman Jessen. Proud to have you with us, Mr. Jessen.
Thank you, John.
I'd like to ask, first of all, sir, how remote are these Indians from civilization?
These Indians live about 250 miles up the Moroni River. It's very hard to get up there because the rains endanger any trip, and the river is either too low or too high. It's just in July that one can penetrate into those villages.
Now, is this your first trip into this area?
No, into this area is my second trip, but I've made 25 trips into South America so far, and I expect to leave very shortly on another one.
Well, where are you from originally?
I was born in Europe, but now I am engaged in the import-export business, and I spend about half of my time down in the Amazon jungles and the other half of my time here in Los Angeles.
We're here in Hollywood at the LA Film School campus. Let me show you our pro spaces where our students work.
Well, we're all anxious to see what being an Amazon trader really means, so let's start now.
We start in the town of Saint-Laurent-du-Maroni in French Guiana on the Moroni River.
In French Guiana on the Moroni River. Keep in mind now, follow along, and then I'm going to interject with a video that I got. Let's go.
River divides Dutch Guiana from French Guiana, and the native quarters house these beautiful canoes in which the natives use. Two of the men who made this.
Here he's saying natives, and he's referencing, you hear the word native. The mind looks at them, and they assume, oh, they're dark copper color? It's been engraved in their subconscious, so now you confabulated stupid asses. Now you're filling in the gaps of this vague so-called memory that they've been creating in your disorder. Let's go.
Trip with me, my companions, on a long journey trading with the natives of this region. The things that I use for trading with these people are mirrors, fish hooks, beads, flashlights, also tobacco and salt and sugar that the natives can use. I'm trading a knife for a comb and a basket for beads.
Says he's trading with the native certain material, okay? So keep that in mind as well.
Our boat was 50 foot long and 4 feet wide, and there were 4 of us going on this long trip up the Moroni River. We are leaving the town and passing by the native quarters, and we are on our way to Mukumak Mountains and trading with the natives of the region.
How long a river trip will this be, Mr. Jessen?
It's about 2 months' trip, John.
And how long will it be in terms of miles?
It's about 500 miles each way. We are getting our guns ready as we are living off the land. You'll see that later. This little boy is one of the sons of the Bushmen, and I gave him a piece of chewing gum, and that's what he did with it. He couldn't figure it out. Pole our way into this phony.
You see that right there? Something happened. Something happened right there. Check this out.
Bushman village. Did this. He couldn't figure it out. Pole our way into this native phony Bushman village.
In this video. So now I'm going to interject with my video. Let me see where you're at. Oh, that's right. I got to do it this way because I try to download it and I try to, well, you'll see why it's a problem. You'll see why. Give me a second. Momento, por favor. Momento. Okay. So this is the same video. All right. And I'm going to play it up until where the boy and what he said after the boy. Okay. So check this out. Here we go.
Of the Bushman, and I gave him a piece of chewing gum, and that's what he did with it. He couldn't figure it out. To pole our way into this native phony Bushman village. This is the harbor, and here are
all right, hold on.
Some of the typical canoes with African design. Fierce rapids now. We are getting ready for the Indian villages which are further up. And here are the first Indians which we met. We are getting ready for the Indian villages which are further up. And here are the first Indians which we met. And here are the first Indians which we met. The Oyana Indians are the Indians who live further up the river, and they have long hair, men and women alike, and we are trying to see whether we can get permission to get up further into that country and have. I love to do as they do, and I think the best way to go into these native places is to dress just the way they do, and they feel very much at home when you approach them in that respect. We are now starting to trade with the natives. Lipo Lipo is the Indian boy who guided us all the way across these mountains and up the river, across the two Mukumak Mountains and back to the Indian villages. He was a fine boy, about 16 years old, and very nice and very trustworthy. We needed this Indian boy to go along with us to help, in as much as he was the only one that had ever been up that stream. The native way of drinking.
That's the native way of drinking. He's not a native, but let's continue.
I paid these Bushmen in French money, and the Indian boy I paid in beads.
That Culumiado takes that out. He takes that piece out. Let's continue.
Go along with us to help, in as much as he was the only one that had ever been up that stream. The native way of drinking. I paid these Bushmen in French money, and the Indian boy I paid in beads. I paid these Bushmen in French money, and the Indian boy I paid in beads at the end of the trip. It's only to presenting me to the chief Grand Montifu, who is a very gentle chief, governing these Bush people totally. For this empty oil can. African culture prevails completely in every respect. And of course, dancing and making friends came first. It's kind of a combination of cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. It's just like Africa, John.
He takes that out. Remember that.
language and their customs and their music is all imported from Africa, and they're pure Africans. They're very proud of their racial background. The children have full command of this African rhythm. The most interesting Indian villages in which I ever visited. John, the town of...
He calls them Africans. He calls these people here Indians. Let's go.
Of Aloike is the largest and the most colorful of the Indian villages up this river, and you see the French flag flying. The house is airy and comfortable, and the women...
So now let's listen to the video. Okay? Listen closely. Let's go. Remember what was said, what was emphasized, and what he leaves out. Let's continue.
This is the harbor, and here are some of the typical canoes to presenting me to the chief Cormont Tifu, who is a very gentle chief, governing these bush people totally. And he really dressed up the next day in my honor in this French naval officer's uniform with his wife, and I undressed in his honor in the native garb of the region.
Very incongruous, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. This boy is making an oar for me, which I traded with him for a knife. And the girl is winnowing rice. In another part of the village, we see one of the girls fixing the hair of a lady chief of the village. This is another little baby of...
Now, what was Colombiado reading in the 1830s books? People of dark complexion with long hair. Straight, long hair, straight long hair. I do not see straight long hair here. And you say you didn't mix though. Let's continue.
Of tutu. And the paddle I'm trading here with these bushmen. One of the native girls brought us some fruits, and we are trading it for this empty oil can. Shoving off on our way now to the next bony village of Assisi. And you see the way these boys are built with their shoulders and muscles, that they really are good for this type of work.
They're very stocky people, Mr. Jessen.
Oh yes, they're very healthy, and they're really children of nature. The language is taki-taki. It's a language of about 300 words. I learned to respect these people. I never lost anything. On the whole trip, everything was kept in order. And as I came to these villages, they all brought me gifts and eggs and rice, and I was really treated royally going up there. The town of Assisi, the second Oni village. Here's a bakery. You see, these people are very primitive, but still in all, they have high moral quality. They don't know hate, they don't know jealousy and envy. These people were very much interested in trading with me, and of course, dancing and making friends came first. It's kind of a combination of cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. The little ones get into the act, and this one to the right is the son of the chief.
You're going to have to get used to
and merengue. You hear these rattles now. The little ones get into the act, and this one to the right is the son of the chief. We leave this little town of very gentle chief, governing these bush people. Very gentle chief, bushman in Frenchman, culture, cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. It's just like Africa, John. Their language and their customs and their music, all imported from Africa, and they're pure Africans. They're very proud of their racial background. The children have full command of this African rhythm. The most interesting Indian villages in which I ever visited. culture prevails completely in every respect. And of course, dancing and making friends came first. It's kind of a combination of cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. It's just like Africa, John. Their language and their customs and their music is all imported from Africa, and they're pure Africans. They're very proud of their racial background. The children have full command of this African rhythm. The most interesting Indian villages in friends came first. It's kind of a combination of cha-cha-cha and merengue. You hear these rattles now. The little ones get into the act, and this one to the right is the son of the chief. We leave this.
Not even muted. Hey, it's funny because I'm not even muted, bro. That just system just muted me and shit. So thank you. Where did we leave off? Where was no volume? The video or me? Was I no volume? Okay. So I'm gonna read what he answered. So inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So this guy says to him, I watched the original video and he said African heritage and African designs on their boats. I see you edited a bit or didn't. I've seen both videos, and yes, he still calls them natives and Indians alike with other tribes with long hair. This history thing is so draining, but fulfilling when the views are lifted. So what does Culo Miado say? Yeah, okay, I was muted. Okay, I don't know why, bro. I don't know why. And honestly, that's just an automatic shit. And who knows? You know what I mean? But this is what he says. He says, Culo Miados, bro. Hold on a second. The god of, because they love his ass. I'm gonna show you something. It says, because he was given his out of Africa theories in those parts, eh? He don't know. He's just repeating what he heard in elementary school. So you edit it out, Culo Miado? Is that why? So you edited out the Africa part because since he was fed elementary education, you, on the other hand, did not. So you figured, well, I got the right to edit. And it says, he don't know. He's just repeating what he heard in the elementary school. And his only proof is their dark skin. Being a negro does not automatically mean Africa. You got a lot to learn, Holmes. And these people are not Africans. I don't know what else he said. So that's his answer. So he skips all of that shit. He starts letting this all play at this point, to be quite frank with you. So he lets it play, but that big chunk right here. So he gets a...
Do you need to learn about AI if you...
All right, so now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay. In case you guys don't know. We read in the Crania Morton on page 67, right? Wait, is it this one? 60. Oh, sorry. Let me close it so I don't get confused. Right here. We read right here that, that copper color does not consist to or need to be considered towards natives. Humboldt declares that the denomination of the copper-colored man could never have originated in the equinoctial regions to designate the Americans, ours. And I can further testify that among the individuals of many tribes that have come under my observation, I have never seen a copper-colored man. Which is Chiwiwi way. We consider therefore that the color of the American Indian in general is brown, differing in intensity with various tribes according to various localities, but that it is almost impossible to say that the brown color principally resembles, the sentiment is, in my apprehension, the nearest approach to it, though still too inaccurate for general comparisons. I fully coincide in opinion with Dr. McCullough and believe with him that no epithet derivable from the color of the skin so correctly designates the Americans collectively as that of the brown race. So although the Americans thus possess a pervading and characteristic complexion, there's also occasional and very remarkable deviations, including all the tint from a decided white to an equivocally black skin. But this fact may be sufficiently illustrated by the following examples. Among the fair tribes of the upper Orinoco, Humboldt made special mention of the Guajaribos, the Guaneres, the Guayacas, and the Miquiratis. The individuals of fair tribes whom we examine have the features, the stature, and the smooth, straight, black hair. Smooth, straight. It would be impossible to make them a mixed race. Oh, God. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Like the descendants of natives or Europeans. And they are neither feeble or Albanese, or albino, so they say, sorry. We keep reading along. Look, Bartram saw among the Cherokee some women whom he described as fair as blooming. Among the nations of the islands of St. Catherine, on the coast of California, on this side, young persons of both sexes having fine features, having fine mixture of red and white in their complexion. You see this? And once again, by fair complexion, almost black. There's degrees. We understand that. We don't have a problem with this at all. But you guys do. Let's tackle this book now. Okay, so this is from the sketches of the history of. Here, let me get to it. The sketches. We'll get to this quick. The sketches of the history of the manner and customs of the North American Indian. What year? I believe. Let's look it up. 1824. Okay? If you guys can help me confirm it, but I believe it's correct. 1824. So what do we got here in this book written in 1824? The sketches. Let me get it real quick. It's just a couple pages. No big deal. No big deal. We'll start off with, let's see this right here. Let me get to the point. Preface. This is regarding, and by the way, James Adair also identified us. The conditions of the red Indian. Red, not black, not Negro, none of that. So start washing that confusion away. It's okay. It's not a big deal. When you got idiots confusing you, well, you know, I can see the confusion. Saying you. Hold on a second. Page 32. Here it goes right here. Page 32. Right? It says here on the bottom. My thus becoming acquainted with this young lady and her brother fully establishes in my mind all I was anxious to prove by the education of the young Indian. That many such instances might be adduced, which would evidence that wisdom, science, and exaltation of character are not the exclusive property of any color, tribe, or nation. The bravery, political sagacity, and the knowledge of governments manifested by Negroes who now govern Santo Domingo, not to mention all other well-known instances. So we see here that are calculated to allay the doubt which used to prevail as the capacity of the African. But between the Indian of North America, see, you're already here. You're being identified right there. What is the difference between this person that looks like you and supposedly these people that look like you? And the African, there's a remarkable difference. The former can never be bowed to become the slave of man, to pay tribute, to submit by any hope of reward or a live or vassalage. Is this what I'm looking for? Hold on. Is this one? Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can skip this page because this is actually at the end. I wanted to show you guys at the end. Yeah, this is page 35. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I went to it. My bad. Well, we can always come back to it later. Check this out. We're going to go to page 322. We're talking about the way people look. This is 1824, right? 1824. Let's not lose the thought. My bad, family. I got a lot of material, man. Sometimes, like, I have to bring out the files and where I store them mentally. Excuse me. All right. 322, any day. Okay, here it goes. So on page 322, it says here, natives of Pennsylvania. So we're talking about the way people look a certain way, right? The natives I shall consider in their persons, language, manners, religion, and government, with my sense of their original. For their persons, they are generally tall, straight, well-built, and of singular proportion. They thread strong and clever, and mostly walk with a lofty chin. It says, of complexion black, but by design. Because we would use bear grease and obviously paint, but by design. Check this out. As the gypsies in England, they greased themselves with bear fat, classified, and using no defense against the sun or weather, their skin must needs be swarthy. Because we don't cover ourselves. Remember, it was not like today. We got buildings and you can just be home and don't get suntan. You got to be out there and work. Right? Their eyes is little and black, unlike a straight look Jew. The thick lip and flat nose, so frequent to the East Indian and blacks. Hold on a second here. Chiwiwi. I got a question. What's going on here, Chiwiwis? The thick lip and flat nose, so frequent in the East Indian and blacks, are not the father. I'm kidding. Are not common to them, Chiwiwis. Get out of here with your shit, man. For real. So check this out. It says here, for I have seen as comely European-like faces among both sexes, as on your side the sea. And truly, an Italian complexion had not much more of the white, and the noses of several of the men have as much of the Roman. Holy Jesus, Jesus. So explain this to me, Wabos. Are you telling me that y'all look like Romans and Europeans too and shit? So who are these East Indians and who are these black ones here? How do you identify black, East Indian, or so-called you? How do we know that? How do we get that? How do we even understand that? Help me understand. You guys keep saying that copper color applies to the people here in America, but here we see the same Martin Norton, who your God, Culo Miado, uses, said that term, copper color, does not apply to us. And he can absolutely confirm it. So thank you, man. Hey, that's crazy, man. It keeps muting me, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Damn. Fucking animals, dude. Thank you. Okay. So you guys saw the book. This is from Bartolomé de las Casas. I showed you guys this book the other day. It's rewritten in 1875, but originally in Spanish. He was originally here in 1505. He says, era esta gente de mediana estatura, bien proporcionados, average stature, well proportioned. Las caras no muy hermosas por tenerlas anchas. The face is not so beautiful because they were wide. El color o la color de la carne tira a rubia, meaning, and the skin tone or their skin it's like a tint of ruddy or leaning to ruddy, right? Like los pelos de león, like the fur or the hairs of a lion. De manera, so that right there caught my attention. That right there caught my attention. Because if you understand, check this out. Where are you at? Here we see from a book I have, and I think it's called Identifying Indios. I can't 100% confirm it, but I have this book. Watch what Americo Vespucci says. Now I understand what he meant. If Rodrigo Bastida saw the Indios he enslaved as Loro or Negro in 1497 because the contact determined that was how he should see them, Americo Vespucci identified the indigenous people of Paria, Venezuela, as having a reddish cast to their flesh like that of lions. With flattened faces similar to those of Tartars. Now, was he there with Bartolomé de las Casas? So I wonder if he was. Well, he said the same shit. But I find it interesting how now all of a sudden you want to connect him there. So anyways, because in his youth in Florence, he had seen Tartars hunched over with their task. So now you're thinking, what is this here? What's going on? Because if you keep reading, saw Indios, they are black. They're as black, which might be why in 1507, Melingia, We can get onto that another time. But look how he says lions, right? Check this out. A brother had posted this, and here's what the point is, family. We're almost done. You see this sister of ours? Look at her.
Well, that makes me a villain.
Look at that. Look at her forearm. Look at that right there. So if you see somebody like that apparently sees you, right? It says, reddish cast to their flesh like that of lions. Lions. Fur. Look at that. You see that color? See that color orangey type of way, right? You see our arm? See the color? See her arm? See the color? See her arm? See the color? See the arm? That's why.
Then so fucking weird. Well, that makes me a
That's why they were talking about. You couldn't pinpoint that. Man, that's kind of a skin tone I've never seen before. I don't know what color to say. It's kind of like the lion's fur. Hello. These are facts. And you can't take these books away because they're actually what they say. We're not lying. We're not making, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not making stuff up here. It's very clear. Wait, hold on. Where's it at? It's very clear what he was talking about. Now we know. It's like, man, this distinctive color. I couldn't really pinpoint. Like Morton said, I couldn't really pinpoint the color. Let me see what I got. So now check this out. I'm going to debunk this real quick. I got a few minutes. So a lot of people use, especially colombianos, they talk about esmeraldas, right? They talk about the esmeraldas, the esmeraldas, the esmeraldas. Oh my God, those are people esmeraldas. Let's debunk this shit. I'm going to tell you exactly who these guys are and how they got into their position of power. Okay? So let me speed it up to 125. Let's listen in. We're just going to be a few minutes and I'm going to show you a book.
Primera la católica, y luchó contra aquellos que querían la secesión de España. Y mucho más emocionantes serían las aventuras de los conquistadores negros, porque la conquista de América no fue solo una alianza de españoles blancos e indígenas. Entre esos españoles blancos también los había negros, además de mujeres e incluso niños. Estos negros solían participar en las conquistas para ganar un buen dinero para comprar su libertad. En no pocos casos lograban mucho más que eso, pues a los conquistadores se les compensaba con tierras, las famosas encomiendas, y algunos de los dueños de estas encomiendas eran estos conquistadores negros. Los nombres más importantes de los que se tiene constancia son Juan Valiente, Juan Garrido, Juan García, Juan Bardales, Sebastián Toral, Antonio Pérez, Miguel Ruiz o Gómez de León, y siendo algunos negros y mulatos terratenientes, se dio la paradoja de que estos también poseyeron a su vez esclavos negros. En el ámbito académico también hay historias que contar, nada más y nada menos que el primer catedrático negro de Europa obtuvo su cátedra en la España del siglo XVI. Hablamos de Juan de Sesa, que empezó su vida como esclavo y terminó de catedrático de gramática en la Universidad de Granada. Se le llamó Juan Latino por su extraordinario dominio del latín.
En el interior del templo nos habla precisamente de cómo las mujeres africanas tenían acceso a una serie de espacios que inicialmente pensábamos eran exclusivos para los europeos. Muy probablemente gran parte de esta población africana no era esclava, era población libre, que participaba en estas actividades, incluyendo las comerciales en la ciudad de Panamá.
También las rebeliones de esclavos se sucedieron en varios puntos del Imperio Español, en algunos casos dando como resultado emplazamientos autogestionados por ellos. Una de esas rebeliones fue la que protagonizaron los ascendientes de los llamados mulatos de Esmeraldas. Esmeraldas es una región que hoy se encuentra en el actual Ecuador. Estos mulatos eran descendientes de esclavos que, tras rebelarse, se convirtieron en caciques de territorios indígenas, razón por la cual llevan esos adornos dorados en la cara típicos de la gente del lugar. La obra fue pintada a finales del siglo XVI, en la visita que estos mulatos hicieron a Quito, donde fueron agasajados con multitud de regalos por parte de las autoridades españolas. Finalmente, rindieron vasallaje ante el rey Felipe III y sus cacicazgos fueron aceptados por este. Por esa
So now we see the Esmeraldas, a lot of these wobbles love to bring it up. Okay, and this is extremely important family to consider. These guys want to quote people that write books like Morton. We're still here on one of these Morton books, the Crania. Remember, I brought that up before because he quotes this man right here. And so I'm the type of person that if I read a book about somebody and they write about us, I'm going to go into some of his other books and see what else he writes about us. So this is he again. Skulls of Various Aboriginal Nations. 1839, okay? Isn't this what they like to use and wobbles love to run to this? Okay. All right. So I don't know why. Well, I guess it's considered. No, not considered. It is confabulation because it's all selective at the same time. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say selective. Anyway, let me get to my point. All right. Check this out. So who were these? Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. On page 86, it tells us pretty much a little information on these individuals from considered Esmeralda. So let's dive in, shall we? It says, the most remarkable mixture of the Indian and Negro races is perhaps that described by Mr. Stevenson, as seen by him in the Republic of Colombia. Okay? We just saw the video here. He's talking about these guys. Okay? And he says, the natives of Esmeralda, Rio Verde, and Atacama, says he, are all Zambos. But Wobbles, you guys say that they're Native Americans. He, who you reference often, just slapped your doctrine in the face. Y'all are Zambos. Check this out. Apparently a mixture of Negroes and Indians. Indeed, the oral tradition of their origin is that a ship having Negroes on board arrived on the coast and having murdered.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
Murdered, okay? A great number of the male Indians. The male Indians, okay? Kept their widows because y'all killed our gente. That's exactly what you did. And daughters, till this very day. And laid the foundations of the present race. So that's why you see the mixture of Indian and Negro, or in other books, all the Esmeraldas, and they got together with the natives. No, you motherfuckers killed our gente, especially the men, and you fucking enslaved and raped the women. That is your origin. Don't run from it now. This is your king, Ak. This is your king right here. This right here. Where are you at? Hurry up, man. Show up. This is your king. This little man right here. This is the culprits of Chihuahuaism, aka Wobbles. I'm making fun of y'all. Thank you, VTC. Thank y'all, we real, for the idea. Because those are facts. So it says here, indeed, the oral traditions of the origin is that a ship having Negroes on board arrived on the coast and having great murdered. Make sure that sinks in. Stop playing games, man. You know, and this is what I don't like about our people, man. And this is for real. You guys are well quick to call out certain nations, but you ain't quick to call out these motherfuckers right here. Why? These are facts. If you look at and peel the veil, you see the abuse that they're projecting. They're projecting what they don't want us to see. It says here, indeed, the oral traditions of the origin is that a ship, okay, we know that already, right? So it says here that after they killed a great number of our gente, y'all kept the women, the moms, and the daughters, and laid the foundation, pun intended? Is that pun intended? Laid the foundation. He describes these Esmeraldas as tall and rather slender, of a lightest black color. Listen to this. We just saw this the other day. See, this guy's projecting. I kid you not. This guy's projecting. Look, this is what they look like. Tall, rather slender, of a lightest black color, different from that called copper color. Oof, man. Gotcha, bitch. Watch this. Have soft, curly hair, large eyes, flat nose, rather flat, thick lips, and possessing more of the Negro than the Indian. So now I'm like, still have this is amazing. This is amazing right here, family, because we just saw this the other day. We just saw this the other day. I'm not going to play the video because you know you guys can always watch it there, but I want to show you who this is. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Where you at, dude? Oh no, that's not it. That's not it, bro. Where you at? Let me see. Give me a second. Oh no, this is not it. This is what I'm actually monitoring. No says pendejo. Wait. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. When I read that, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Didn't we just identify that motherfucker the other day? Again, it's up to you to believe it or not. We did. We identified this guy. Again, it says that they are described tall, slender, lightish black color, not copper, curly, soft hair, large eyes, flat nose, thick lips, passing more of a Negro, right? Well, what's that guy look like? Isn't he light skin, curly hair, flat nose, big lips, passing more of a Negro? Sounds about right to me. Oh, I'm giving you the wrong one. Oh, that's right. It was recorded. I confused myself. So as you can see, family, as you can see, that's kind of like an Esmeraldan. That's what he says they look like. Right? That's what he says they look like. These guys. Right here. Then it says, Dr. McCulloch does not admit the asserted Negro origin of these people, but it is so much resembles that of the Black Caribs of St. Vincent as to leave little doubt on the subject. Mr. T.R. Peely, who was sometime among the Esmeraldenos, or Deños, has assured me that so far as his personal observation goes, they are of a decided mixture of a Negro and Indian blood. But we know that you are of your father. You are of your father. You are of your father. I mean, what you want me to tell you, bro? Now, here's another point. Because a lot of
Acceso
people here,
significa una Acceso significa una habitación extra para la abuela.
Acceso significa han impedido.
On top of the fact that they were conquistadors, watch this.
De viejo cuño o de nuevo cuño, que finalmente tienen tierras, tienen bienes, por ejemplo, los caciques de Huejotzingo, sobre todo de Cholula, hay cuadros, que tienen bibliotecas, que tienen claves.
Desde el siglo XVI tratan de vincularse.
Alcaldes mayores.
Estaba pensando cuando hablabas de las indígenas caciques. Es curioso porque los criollos desde el siglo XVI tratan de vincularse a la casa de Moctezuma.
Sí. You see that? They were attaching themselves to the house of Moctezuma, but let's continue.
Y es precisamente Isabel Moctezuma, ¿no? la madre, digamos, la madre de toda la descendencia criolla que siente su vínculo con Moctezuma a través de ella, ¿no? Aunque muchos de ellos no tenían nada que ver con
through the mother or the woman, they try to attach the lineage. Let's continue.
La Tecuixpo, ¿no? Con doña Isabel. Pero es interesante cómo incluso a través de la mujer se están vinculando a un pasado, ¿no? Un pasado glorioso que para los criollos es el pasado prehispánico, ¿no?
Un cacique de Huejotzingo por los años 1500 y tantos que vestía lo español y a lo español, y él tenía un paje
So little examples of hold on a second. What was I doing here? Little examples. Little examples, family. Oh, okay, cool. I don't need you. These are just examples. Check this out. Just little stuff I want to show you, and then we'll call it a day. This is from a book that I have, and I've shared it with y'all before. Come on, bro. It tells us something very interesting. Two things here. However, it is safe to assume that there were other Negroes in that expedition, as there is an abundant evidence of there being with later Spanish explorers, as the Aviles, Hernán de Soto, Narváez, Adi de Ayllón, Coronado, Tristan de Luna, and Menendez. Those guys are what I would consider Swati, but they're already a mixture. But check this out. Another important fact, Spaniards of that time, listen to this. Wabos, you are welcome to come to this channel and have a sincere debate with me. I won't call you names. Another important fact, Spaniards of that time were much more mixed with Negroes. And had been from before the Moorish invasion of 711 AD. That's why when you talk about those Esmeraldans and the mixture they already come with, right? And possibly mixing with us too, or them. Watch this. This is the president of, I believe, Colombia, which the president of Colombia today and AMLO, president of Mexico, was talking about how he was trying to bring Mexico and Colombia all together. Check this. Simón Bolívar reminded the Spanish Americans of his time that they were not pure Europeans to begin with. Spain itself, he said, had ceased to be European by its African blood. Get the hell out of here with your shit, dude. Its institution and character. Ah, this is crazy. This is crazy. In short, the United States was not founded by pure Nordic race. Oh, man. Ah, that's beautiful, bro. This is why you guys really want this territory, man. But anyways, hey, listen, I think that's one I'm going to kind of touch on. I had more material, but I'll leave it for later because it's just going to keep going and going, honestly. I'll give you one more. Let's see. The portion, the women are the same. Countenance, being matter, wear no clothing except deer skin, skins upon their arms. They braid their hair long, which is also hang down upon their breasts on each side. Others wear different ornaments, such as the women of Egypt and Syria. So they're making a lot of references regarding how similar we dress, even though, like, compared to them. But I'll use this another day, to be honest with you, because I do want to show you some videos that I think are important, that I think are very important, okay?
Have a certain predictable look. I acknowledge that race is a complete social construct. We recognize here in the United States that if you're a Mexican American, you're going to have a certain predictable look because around half of your DNA is going to go back to Native American, Mayan, Aztec, etc. On a similar note though, black Americans are in a similar situation. That if you're a black American, you're something like 2/3, 3/4 African DNA, and the rest is predictably going to be European. So if you're a black American, you're already a mixed race. But what's weird is in the United States, if somebody has a black parent, meaning that they're 2/3 black or 2/3 African to 3/4 African and the rest white, but that constitutes as what we perceive as a black person. Then on the other side, they have a parent who's 100% European descent. Well, if they have a child, when they have a child, that child is biracial or mixed, which is funny to me because already the black parent is already mixed themselves. It's not until that we tip the scales where there's more European DNA that they become mixed. But as far as if there's more African DNA, they're not considered mixed. Most black Americans are just called black Americans. They're not called mixed, not until they have a child with someone who is basically 100% European. See, that's interesting. That's how it works here. That's how the perception is. I'm not saying I agree with it either way, but what I am saying is, for Mexican Americans and black Americans, we're talking about groups of people who are by default biracial. A lot of us are already mixed to begin with, and that was why it was always confusing for me, knowing that I had a Mexican grandmother, and it says white, not Hispanic. Well, I'd be lying if I said not Hispanic. I am. I'm not saying that I'm mainly, but a quarter of my heritage goes back. So I think that's interesting. I think we need to have open, honest conversations about this. Yes, race is a social construct, but as long as there's racial tension, there's still things we haven't talked about like this and just pointed out some obvious things like this. So I'm passing the mic to you. You continue the conversation.
OG bringing you that hidden truth, because LeBron James and Jesse Jackson will not give it to you like this. You see, Mr. Spook Lee will never make movies about this, and I wonder why. So I'm here learning about the Buffalo Soldiers, Geronimo, and the Wounded Knee Massacre, and I must say, the more I learn about these Black Americans and their history, the more I understand why things are happening the way they are now in the USA. Just look at the type of things these people were doing to the Native Americans, all the while crying about, the Black Wall Street Massacre, the Rosewood Massacre, boo-hoo-hoo, But look at the nonsense they were doing to the Native Americans. They will not tell you that these Black Americans massacred over 200 innocent men, women, and children for absolutely no reason. And they are here proud afterwards. To make matters even worse, these Black Americans have the nerve to claim to be the Native Americans in year 2023. What these Black Americans did to the natives is equivalent to going up to a person that you see choking, and then you sneak up behind them and you proceed to strangle them. You see, that is pure evil right there, and there's no way you can get out of this. You cannot play the blame the white man card on this at all. You see, all I know is I will say this and I will end this vid, because if I keep talking, these Black Americans are going to report, because they cannot handle the funk. But I know that if it was us Ethiopians that these Black Americans did this to, and then have the nerve to try to claim your identity, a lot of these Black Americans, they live in homes.
George Youngbloodberry. I am a member of the New Jersey Buffalo Soldiers, which were part of the National Buffalo Soldiers Association and Troopers.
We are here in Sentimental, New Jersey at the Sam's Club for the Red Kettle campaign, getting ready to meet the needs of all the families and children that benefit from toys and food throughout the Christmas season. And we are blessed to have the Buffalo Soldiers Motor Club from New Jersey to ring the bell with us and letting people know how change makes change happen.
The Buffalo Soldiers was the black soldiers in the military. It was a segregated army at one time, and the black soldiers, they've always been achievers. They always fought hard. So at one time, our founder wanted to start a motorcycle club in honor of the Buffalo Soldiers. So they rode horses, we ride motorcycles. This is our Iron Horse. What we do is go out and volunteer. We like to use the term, we like to do good in the hood. Most Croc centers are in the hood, so we like to turn it around and do good in the hood.
On every little bit that goes into that bucket, help somebody in this community.
You know, I was one of those guys at one time that went to a center, was able to benefit, so to give back and to help out every way I can. I try to do it as much as possible.
The reason that we are able to keep our pantry open, our after-school prices down, the fact that we can even send kids to camp during the summer, the reason that we are able to accomplish all those things is because of people donations.
And it's really great to see people really give from their heart to help out a good cause.
Hope you're doing well today. You know, there's an old phrase, if you don't learn from the past, you're destined to repeat it. And you know, I feel this phrase is really relevant today when we start looking at immigrant farm workers. We don't have to go looking that far back in the past to see the impact that we saw when immigration enforcement impacted the farming industry. Now, this first clip is from 13 years ago, and it had to do with Alabama enforcing new laws about immigration enforcement. Let's take a look.
But when only 5 pickers showed up this morning to harvest his sweet potatoes, farmer Keith Smith saw possible ruin, the loss of his $500,000 crop.
They're running scared because of this new law.
And you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble, bad trouble.
And so a lot of different outcomes there. Definitely there was a giant monetary loss by the farmer who was about to lose a $500,000 crop. Also the food that was potentially going to go to waste if he wasn't able to get the help he needed to harvest that crop. And there were people who actually wanted to do the work who were not able to.
Smith's 200 acres need 20 pickers, mostly Mexican nationals.
There is not enough documented people here to supply that workforce.
Most of your workers are here illegally.
That's sure. If they got documentation, they got a better job than working for me.
And right there, he says, if they have documentation, they have a better job than working for me. And this speaks to how challenging this job is and how bad these people want a better life than they had in their country of origin. It's interesting, whether we're talking about immigrants who came here legally or illegal immigrants, they are all some of the hardest working people I know.
Fernando Aldeman, a Mexican national, has worked Smith's farm since 1992.
Everybody's just scared.
Yeah.
Now, are you here legally? No.
No.
So, are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared, you know.
Smith's pickers make about $100 a day. He supports immigration laws, just not this one that threatens his third-generation family farm.
You want to get rid of illegal immigrants? Quit eating.
Now, this video is a little more recent. It goes back 7 years, and this is during Trump's first term. This also has to do with Alabama and the impact of these immigration laws.
But 6 years ago, Alabama introduced the country's harshest anti-illegal immigration law, and undocumented workers left in droves.
So, you know, there's something to take note of there, right? It didn't sound like as much of enforcement was taking place, but more of discouragement, where laws came into place and these immigrants left in droves. It's much easier to take the path of least resistance and go to the state next door where they don't have these immigration laws.
Third-generation farmer Scott Benton says the effect on farming was devastating.
Pretty bad that year. Like I said, a lot of people left, and all the workers left, and people were, you know, I already had the crops out there ready to harvest, so they didn't have anybody to pick them, so a lot of farms lost their whole crop and went out of business because they lost all the money.
And this is very well going to be the problem that we are going to face.
Of the need for agricultural workers, Jerry Spencer turned to unemployed Americans, but says after 2 weeks, most couldn't cope.
And this only confirms my previous statement about how hard immigrants work. This gentleman tried to replace them with unemployed Americans, and they couldn't cope. They couldn't do the work. I mean, are Americans lazy?
The farmer says, start over here and end over here. And that was the extent of their instructions. With the American workers, they all had to be taught all this and separate, and in addition to the fact that their bodies just were not built for it.
Perfect. It only made sense to sprinkle a little racism on top of the conversation. So, yeah, very American, very American. Now, I think it makes sense for us to look at something a little more current.
South Dakota dairy farmer Greg Mose supports Donald Trump and his pick of his governor, Kristi Noem, to lead the Department of Homeland Security.
So here we are, we're taking a look at a dairy farmer from South Dakota. He's a big fan of Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem has really been adamant about addressing the illegal immigrant problem, as she puts it. She actually sent the National Guard to the southern border 5 different times. But yet she still hasn't helped her flood victims, claiming that the National Guard can be expensive. And this is the lady they want to put in charge of FEMA. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Let's just keep listening about how this farmer is voting against his own best interests, like most MAGA voters.
The dairy farmer is drawn to what launched Noem into national politics, her pledge of a MAGA-style crackdown on illegal immigration.
Are you worried if there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants that you might lose workers and might not have enough workers?
How are they going to do that? Nobody will be filling the shelves, nobody will be producing food. Within 2 days, we will not have food.
Well, at least he's not sugarcoating it, right? He's being very candid. Without illegal immigrants being the workforce that we need as Americans, we would run out of food in 2 days.
There will not be food anywhere.
2 days?
Yes.
Does Governor Noem understand that?
I would think so. I'm pretty sure.
The best part was the shrug. And then I think so. I'm pretty sure. This just shows how detached all of these people are.
It sounds like you have a lot of faith that they're not going to do what they're saying.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking. We have to trust in our officials that are put in place.
She literally asks him, it sounds like you believe they're not going to do what they're saying. And he says, yeah, you got to have trust in your officials. Like, they're literally saying this is what they're going to do. Are you trusting their words? Are you trusting them as people to make the right decision? Man, it's so sad to see people who've been so conned. And like, with the words coming out of his mouth, it's mind-numbing. He doesn't even see it or realize it. Oh boy.
So for you guys that think that when you see negro, that you're automatically supposedly an African, that's not true. We have a variety of colors in our families. Here's an example of one. This is the President AMLO. I had to pull this out because pay attention to the skin tone of a particular gentleman, and it's just a variety of us. Now, people may say, oh, you see, back like Wabos see a dark-skinned man, they assume he's a Negro. No, man, y'all stupid. Let's continue.
Presidente Andrés Manuel López Obrador se ha ganado el cariño y el respeto de toda una nación, ya que es un presidente totalmente humanista y que atiende las necesidades del pueblo.
Este es nuestro quinto. Nunca habíamos tenido un presidente como usted, que anduviera a pie, que anduviera empolvado. Mire, aquí están estos viejitos. Es el presidente. Nomás para que mire usted, señor presidente. A eso vengo. ¿Oíste? A eso vengo ahora. A eso vengo. Voy a dar la orden para eso. Para que les ayude.
¿Qué opinas tú? Déjamelo en los comentarios, suscríbete al canal, comparte el video y...
Look at the variety of colors, family. Look at the variety of colors. Look at that. Brown, dark brown, light brown, all kinds of brown. Don't be fooled, man.
Mi gente, por ahí andan las noticias que según quieren deportar a toda la raza trabajadora y les hicimos este corrido, compa Kevin.
Para que le pongan oído, dice más o menos así, compadre. Años tengo trabajando de este lado, buscando el mentado sueldo. sueño americano.
Los gringos aquí ya no nos quieren, que según les estorbamos.
Se menciona mucho en los noticieros, traen muchos mitotesos del gobierno.
Resulta ya quieren deportarme, en eso no estamos de acuerdo.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que batallamos para salir adelante.
Ya con día salimos a chambear, no creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal. ¿Y qué culpa tenemos nosotros los inmigrantes por querer buscar nuestros sueños? ¡Ánimo, mi gente! Y no se me rajen.
Y así suenan los de la norte, compa Jesús Méndez. Puro elegante récord, mi viejo. ¡Ay, ay, ay!
Unos días no duermo y otros como mal, pa' que a mi familia nada le pueda faltar.
Se murió mi madre y a mis padres, espero volverlo a mirar.
Canto por mi gente, no se vayan a agüitar, que Diosito es grande y de esta ley nos va a salvar.
No más acuérdense de Florida, nos volvieron a ocupar.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que hemos sufrido para salir adelante.
Día con día salimos a chambear, no creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal.
Mesta isukame Claudia Shemo ya utayu. Shabete ya komera javeni kanam pokayu tita pero yem que ak.
De donde soy no nos rajamos, cualquier tierra la trabajamos.
El sacrificio jamás es en vano, que hasta el espacio hemos llegado.
Where we are from, no nos rajamos. And what we dream of lo realizamos. Gran paisano, hermano, amigo, soy mexicano. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco y rojo lo llevo en las venas. Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza. Extraño mi rancho, también mi familia. Pueblo querido que no se me olvida. Aunque de este lado me trajo la vida, siempre paradela como Pancho Villa. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco, rojo lo llevo en las venas. Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
A nuestras mujeres y madres inmigrantes, un ejemplo de fuerza y valor. ¡Y que viva México!
Y aunque el acta diga americano, hay en puro mexicano.
Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco y rojo lo llevo en mis venas.
Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien juido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote, un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote, me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote, pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote, me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia, que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia, yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia, pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias, si no topa el boli en breve nos para en la calle, no puede salir uno conmigo porque ya hay detalle, no quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle, quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre, a la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente quien les dijo que es trabajo, puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo, loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país, todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs, pa' ponerme más feliz, unos baisas de hachís, mis paisas en el gabacho bien truchas con la polis, loco en Guanajuato con los ojos bien tumbados, de coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados, atento si prendo un blunt, en cabina cuando grabo, represento Nuevo León, junto a mi carnal el Davo, cuando voy pa' Jalisco el pasado está olvidado, con el perro de la C bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado, chécate mi banderón, unido como había soñado, bien bajado ese balón, compa lefty bien bajado, puro hip hop mexa, hasta que amanezca, pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca, ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca, si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
Verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida, yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida, con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida, ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle, disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal, crazy life todo el día, viendo live, pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real, azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen, no suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle, mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises, maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter, ando con mi flota y el dealer, tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide, me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palancas. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta, pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC Davo los desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube, los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte, somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos, orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. jaque mate. No hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. El sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón, como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México, cabrón.
Es el perrito de la selva. La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo, les presidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen a 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Aguas, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yipi-yo, yipi-yucas. Buenas, Montegreen, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa, perros, 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal. Ey, ey, los machidones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dundeque en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye. Viva México, cabrones.
Yeah, man, a real. This is the Cypher 3. Ahora Babylon real. En esta ocasión traigo a los gangsters más gangsters de la zona. Y vengo con la familia gang. ¿Cómo dice? Yeah, man, a real. Traigo el mensaje puro y crudo para el momento. No palabras vanas que rompen los sentimientos. Lucharé y derribaré los muros del lamento. Pídeme pues te daré los sueños que están muertos. Nunca el demonio dio mensajes de amor, pero tampoco los dio el ángel que nos abandona. Quizás miremos diferente el reloj, pero tu cielo es el infierno donde el amor murió. Political violence, criminal physical redemption hasta cacacar el baile. Typical style, musical fraile. Mucha es la promesa en la que se han llevado el aire. Love and love and love. Siente verdad como doy mi corazón. No more, no more, no more. It's a reggae cypher. Feed the world. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Fue que me brotaron alas y ganas de volar. En las buenas mi terreno lleno, en las malas solar. Un muro que decorar, mis hermanos me sirven de guía, mi estrella polar. Muerdan los hilos, me duele hasta respirar. Solo quiero ver verdad. Sigo buscándome lejos de lo que piensas. Más fácil de lo que crees, el esfuerzo trae recompensas. Vale la experiencia si es intensa. No tires de la cuerda si está tensa. Miraban al ocaso con tristeza. Las estrellas devolvían con grandeza su mirar. Nos vimos floreciendo en la maleza. La belleza de las piezas y comienzan a encajar.
Es de reventar el beat. Throw the tangle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? El de reventar el beat. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
51, 52, con un micro de bambú, más vueltas que Passepartout. Me siento en la old school. It's magnetic kung fu, it's a reggae magnatur. Por las almas sonrientes que acompañan a Zazú. En bambalinas y balú, son rimas de menú, no salidas de velour, pero cálida y del sur. Homie, always lonely, but I feeling like a gangsta. 52, 53, a mí sí me ves venir, por eso me llaman King, ese fue mi devenir. De marchar o seguir, nunca tuve que elegir, la music me eligió a mí, no tengo nada más que decir. Saifa, Puniga, Loba, Grimble, Fire, Killerman, Smoker, Chusta, Feel Light, Rasta, Chai Metal, Kimanes, Original Reggae, Saifa again.
Interna en la villa del pingüino, de los Calin en la antena y los que se encuentran dormidos zarandean tus emociones cual barril de vino, cosas feas quizás en tus ideas, pero aquí no, yo no atino, disparo sin mirar a todo aquel vampiro que el diente quiera hincarme, bro. Si lo digo, no es para pensar, sino para aclarar lo que de siempre estás pensando. Acaba el tan magnífico, imposible de torcer metal, soltar my friend, reggae warriors again, making connection after connection, my new world, creating the freedom from them, me more. Nanny boy, represent this game.
What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Through the jungle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Through the jungle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Falta presentación si existe nivel. Sobreviviendo en Babilonia escribí al papel mis problemas cuando al final pude entender que para ser feliz solo tienes que querer, que solamente hay una vida y es para vivir. Busca siempre una alternativa para seguir. No dejes nunca que te digan que no es así, y prende un poco de sativa para estar chill. Ey, superando ansiedades con el humo de cancha, manchas de un pasado trágico en la cancha. Seguimos siendo fuertes, su mierda no me engancha, mientras otros esperando a que lleguen en lancha. No matter where you come, no matter where you come from, solo importa que prestes atención a este sound. Desde the original, Killer Man al mando. Oh na na na.
Yo soy un warrior, sonido legendario. Disfruto cada segundo cuando me subo al escenario. Tengo fuego en los labios, sigo cual mercenario. Pasos de gigante y cora revolucionario. Siento que es necesario, suena el reggae en los barrios, para que cale el mensaje y para salvar a los más sabios. Entre en mi imaginario, quemo cheques bancarios. Si vienes con la mala vibra, mejor bro, cambia tu itinerario. Ya, 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 ya. Cuando ruge el león suena la música real. Venimos con el ya, 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 ya. Sonido de guión es el sonido original. Ya, 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 ya. Reggae de corazón es el que se hace en unidad. Ya, 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 ya.
What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Through the jungle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Through the jungle in the street. Reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Yes. Me gusta el sonidito, dice. Vamos ahí, vamos allá, vamos ahí, vamos allá. Hey, ¿para qué te digo quién soy si tú sabes que nada más y nada menos que el faga la chimaya? Detrás de king, ya todo está por venir. Money pa' mi family, music para repartir al doble como Gemini. Si es que andamos bien chiviri, mi black y par de chiquilín, zombito como Tribilín. Sí que sí, Riquitín no me molesta. Somos dangerous, aquí no te metas. Tú eres haría un Guns N' Roses, lo aparenta. Ellos a que el culantro y ando en pimienta. Ey, ellos me preguntaron que cómo lo hacemos. Que te voy a contar, papito, si es que estoy enfermo. Tan bajo para esta carrera, cuando rima en ritmo lo parto cualquiera. Camino tranquilo, casi sin problema, caminos al filo de la carretera. Los niños tienen que esperarnos afuera. Malandro madrugan en la madriguera. Voy desde pequeño, siguiente te sueño, lo voy a lograr de todita manguera. Ando con los malvivenses del bloque, que corre el cheque, mejor que choque. La chimemo, joder, no estaba muerto, andaba batallando un toque. Yes, yeah, oye, no estaba muerto, andaba batallando un toque.
Black Cemented. Me llega la punta del nepe. Si no saben para qué se meten, vaya por la sombra que el sol está muy caliente. Ustedes no cantan ni con micro de juguete, tampoco me alcanzan por más que con trampa trepen. Me pondré la bata para atender a mis pacientes. De falta de flow es que usted está muy padecente. Vamos a inyectar la dosis de carácter urgente, pero ya no sirve, que pase el siguiente. Probemos la cura en la bebida que está ardiente, cumpliendo un horario a las 4:20, sacando el antídoto de la misma serpiente. En pocas palabras hago cosas sorprendentes. Esperen su área monitoreando el ambiente. Si estoy operando no deja que nadie entre. Con 2 enfermeras pa' que no me desconcentre. Me ponen los guantes, me secan la frente. Y me pasan el bisturí. Parto tu pecho como las partí. En la calle es que aprendí. Todo lo que estás pasando me tocó pasar a mí. Te voy a quitar la envidia para que vivas feliz. Yo quiero llevar mi profesión a otro país, deleitar el mundo entero con este don que nací. Que nadie me diga no, pero todas me digan sí. Que se me triplique todo el dinerito que invertí. Ey.
Yeah, yeah. Rapper One, el hombre orquesta. Radical people en la casa, more vaya. Vamos a darle candela, pa' la familia candela. Traigo puro flow desde la vieja escuela. Espera, que no ha visto y no espera. Que hay lumbrera en tu atmósfera. Digo mormo, falla Babylon, bye bye. Firme allá adelante con la frente en high. Unos buscan fight, yo les digo why. No pierdan su time, conmigo no papá. Me pidieron que yo entre y voy a meterle duro como antes. Voy a reventarle los parlantes. Firme allá adelante con un flow sobre extravagante. Y si hay farsante, llevo puestos los guantes, pero no se me alarmen que no son guantes de box. Son guantes de seda para tratar el corazón. Corazón son, bajo de presión son, desesperación son, mala condición, Yo solo vine para traerte mi mensaje, Vine para decirte que se puede y soy fe. Vine para decirte no te rindas, socio no te rindas. Pon tus ojos en el que está arriba en Jesús, el caballero de la cruz, el único que está contigo cuando te apagan la luz. El verdadero sol y neto real batería, te cuida todo el día, por si no lo sabía. Cuando llega la resaca y todos se abandonan, cuando llega la bajada y todos se abandonan, cuando llegan los problemas y te abandonan, no es Rexona, es Jesús el que no te abandona y te perdona, no te abandona. Radical people in the area, more fire.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que cómo actuar. Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar. Y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinten. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño. Y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores. Antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo,
Yeah, man. Oh, respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. You nigga on a microphone. Can't I sit in number 15? Rock you in the studio. Bomba, claro. ¿De qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va? No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amor es vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no girl, ribby dead. Call it with a mama soul, yeah. Tell them alright. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender de qué manera es más fácil aprender, que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. ¿Dónde se quedó el amor? Hey, I no way a sitio no microphone forever never. Tell me, roll some love, I can just smoke and the light, some love them. I Rastafari my life, some love. I remember no fire, no burn, ribby day. I live with a farmer soul, yeah. Reggae man a farmer warrior day. Not a really thing. Yeah, man. Y se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bombo, clack, you, Lego. Not so really easy. No. Pure nigga on a microphone. Hey, tell us what. Tell us anything. Tell if I'm a Rasta feeling on my sin. Hey, more love. Yeah, man, I real. Estoy con mi hermanito Rasta Chai. International burning in Selassie I. Every day and every night. Yeah, man, llevamos 30 volúmenes dando reggae music soul. Anki on, motherfucking king of the microphone. Check it on, desde el corazón, though.
Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo. Llegan los Rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta. ¿Quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo. Ese es el lema de Kio. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo. Llegan los Rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta. ¿Quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo. Ese es el lema de Kio.
Veo la luz que ilumina mi vida y da amor a los que más quiero. Siento el mensaje que llega hacia mi corazón, me habla el universo. Veo personas que pasan de largo en mi vida y en verdad eso es bueno, porque ahora sé lo que tengo y lo que ya no pierdo. Demasiada coincidencia para no ser verdad. Los de que no van a esperar en el más allá. Tú vas a seguir siguiendo el curso en la espiral, mientras que yo evoluciono, llego al despertar. Fuente celestial, de luz y el saber. No hay punto final, amar va a aprender. Que yo no quiero obedecerte, ya sé lo que hacer. Cuando me muero de calor, de frío, de hambre o sed, ya solo pienso en ser aquel que siempre fui, pero por miedo que mostraba otra versión de mí. Antes solía llorar, ahora no sé reír. Si no ponemos de por medio un poquito de weed, eso más de estar bien, más efecto de pill. No quiero de tu fe, te necesito a ti. Ángeles con la fe, mándalos de la street. Si vinimos de pa' morir, chico.
This is the flow underground from Chiwiwi studio. Relax, relax, relax. The flow alarm. This is the music at the air. Mucho tiempo dando amor a los nuestros. Asasti, nigga, bomba.
Camino de frente, traigo flow caliente. Música real con sonido inteligente. Parece frecuente desvestir la mente y quedar desnudo delante de mi gente. Flow, sing it, dem, duro like metal. Slow, sing it, guay, like fenomenal. Flow, sing it, dem, duro like metal. Slow. Cada palabra y balada que parte la sala, para nada son bobadas atrapadas en miradas. Pues mi familia es sagrada, aprenderá toda la grada. Camaradas y alabada la persona que te daba su calor, su sabor, el perfume del honor. Coreando la canción de un humilde servidor. Pues tu amor seguidor es alivio para el dolor y energía para seguir siendo tu compositor. Flow. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio. Llega el sonido de ultratumba, tienen miedo, llegan los rasta con su rumba. Díceselo, la people se hace una pregunta: ¿quién es mejor? Ni tú ni yo, ese es el lema de Kio.
Jaman regenerate of day. It's a man pussy that revenge and the ganja from the Rastafari niggas.
Llegan los rasta con su. La people se hace una pregunta.
Jaman real.
Llega el sonido de ultratumba, llegan los rasta con su. La people se hace una pregunta.
Bomba clap them, nigga.
Hay tiempo para pensar si hoy queda más que reír por lo que nos hizo sentir. Si la intuición no te deja seguir, no te vayas a rendir, no te quiero ver sufrir. Te escúchate, lucha, que mucha de tu fuerza nace de ti. Vas a ver que alimañas muerden tus entrañas, con sus artimañas extrañan tu fin. Sigue pues si tus pies tocan el suelo, el anzuelo no tira de ti. Grita fuerte si la vida te duele, que vuele el dolor, lo expulsamos de aquí. Dame ya nago. Mi lloran frío. Antes de perder las formas, sé la luz del sol cuando no lo puedas ver. Cierra su boca cuando te hablen de más normas. Todo lo mal montado se ha de romper. Aunque que tú te rompas no hará más que estorbar. Si es bajo el castigo y mando de Lucifer, en verdad tú sabrás con lo que te conformas. Y yo con el super amor traer.
Hablan sin sentido y se enamoran, pero todo llega y solo te queda esperar. Pasan los segundos y las horas y sin darte cuenta todo vuelve a comenzar. Todo parece lógico en este mundo de plástico, hay que ver la fe cómo se va perdiendo. Quizás me quede afónico de ser mi propio médico y crecer sin ser un hombre que va muriendo. Tal vez me esté volviendo loco. Tal vez viviendo poco a poco.
Took me so high, there's nobody low. You take me too high, there's no way to go. Así que let's go, vamos a bailar lento, sintiendo todos los movimientos de acá adentro. I won't let you down, thinking this moment of happiness right now, 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 now. El agua refleja el alma del que se aleja. Cuando te quejas, se retrocede de atrás. No te pierdas, o te perderás. Abre la puerta de tu portal, que te arrastrará en la profundidad del mar. Mar, me dejaste arrastrar, ya ni siquiera ve la luz refleja. Solo un pelín internado en la oscuridad.
hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos no voy palpando, cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulu. Y un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio, se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un troco lo tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición como no voy a aprovechar. Los códigos que llegan los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Soy de Perú, bandido, contento porque en esta parte del mundo he nacido. Más que orgulloso de crecer en donde yo he crecido. Me siento bendecido y aquí me quiero morir. Y la verdad porque así será. Agradecido con la vida y con Dios que me puso aquí, y con todo aquello que influyó para que fuera en sí. Porque así yo puedo decirte gracias por mi color, idioma y también por mi idiosincrasia. Yo soy uno más que aprecia la arriba y la capucha. Tierra de donde gran parte siempre se quita, pero regresa pues como un niño a su madre necesita. Gobierna una política maldita, donde si se enferma el que no tiene no le regalan ni las curitas. Por eso, pero no es sinónimo de progreso, y no esas mierdas sentadas en el Congreso. En fin, somos de un sitio en donde nada cae del cielo, en donde muchos trabajamos desde niños hasta abuelos. Lo que siempre sé en esta mi tierra crece, a pesar que unas veces no paguen al que cosecha lo que merece. No solo aquí, también en toda América Latina, víctima de aquella supuesta raza más fina. Pero no olviden que en Perú no existen razas, somos una especie de seres humanos que se porten en masa, que cuando se revela atacarán enjambre. Un peruano se puede morir de todo, pero nunca de hambre. Yo represento a los desiertos y a la montaña, aquella selva que si miras de arriba te engaña y te hace pensar que el paraíso está en el suelo, donde se refleja el cielo temprano en la mañana. Yo soy peruano, así que mejor infórmese antes de juzgar a mi apariencia y mi piel morena. Aquellos seres humanos que sobresalen, soportando todo a pesar de que muchos les envenenan. Paisajes de mil colores, comidas de mil sabores, playas con arenas blanquitas, no quiero nada. Tierra de grandes señores, culturas y soñadores, gente amable que te hace pensar, yo me quedo acá. Sufrimos y nos levantamos como otros pueblos hermanos, víctimas de terroristas y tiranos que se llevaron mucho y a muchos para el carajo. Pero el peruano sabe cómo se sale de abajo. Por eso más de lo que sé y de lo que escucho, en todas partes siempre respetan a los peruchos. Y es un hecho que a la mayoría nada le complace, razón por la cual quiere ser el mejor en lo que hace. Y es que así se nace cuando eres peruano, aquí tienes de todo, pero también nada se regala, hermano. Norte, sur o centro, en donde quiera que te pares, lo dijo Romero, el Perú es de la concha su madre. Orgulloso de mi esencia, de mi herencia, tengo un tatuaje en la maleta que te indicará mi procedencia, para que quede bien claro de dónde es que soy. Represento a donde voy y así lo hicimos siempre hasta el sol de hoy. Esta canción yo la compuse estando lejos de mi patria y no por querer hacerme el pendejo. Desde la costa, por la sierra hasta la selva somos cholos. Si tú me entiendes no permitas que yo haga este coro solo. Yo represento a los desiertos y a la montaña, aquella selva que si miras de arriba te engaña y te hace pensar que el paraíso está en el suelo, donde se refleja el cielo temprano en la mañana. Yo soy peruano, así que mejor infórmese antes de juzgar a mi apariencia y mi piel morena. Aquellos seres humanos que sobresalen, soportando todo a pesar de que muchos les envenenan.
Yo, comentando, ¿qué dicen? Sí, ¿qué cuentan? Ya, escúchame, ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente, tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestran. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta, pánico en el público y manejarás el cuesta pal. Político en vez de patrullas se vende camilla para un hospital, como si esa mierda de combo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el cerro sobrino pero bueno de tu primo hermano pariente papá. Si esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas, belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo, falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador, grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. A tu educación mi camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben, cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la fruna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, emite basura, no le conviene que sepa verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses, a oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró. Hoy
tu derecho
a la objetiva información.
El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún legado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta en la 100.
Hay violaciones, extracciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto morbo el morbo están alimentando. Ves, no hay paz, solo un odio contenido en Vinis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto morbo el morbo están alimentando. Ves, no hay paz, solo un odio contenido en Vinis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará.
CPF.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber?
¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltome. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber-Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchano neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle tacoprón. Si te pensabas que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep Mental de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, soplum.
Nero Luis, man, desde Peña, a la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, it's money gang, yeah. Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lenny, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un Kizai. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Saliste ese peña aquí con una silla, te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, si yo soy tu papá. Es Incas Mob, negro. Es Incas Mob, nigga. Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, it's money gang, yeah. Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3.
Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirve ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociera. De esta parte mejor interprete que paro de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Que a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon de clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no se Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Young, la maldita casa, plaza de rey y papá. El Little Luigi, Black Cemental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base. Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, più nigga on a microphone, studio of Kion, gangsta song, Marina Komova, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower, climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Marina Komova, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower, climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Escucha Dios si aún estás por este mundo. Voy a robarte tan solo 3 segundos. Quiero mandar tu mensaje muy profundo y pedirte disculpas por si me confundo. Soy un humano más que vaga en estos páramos, que se pregunta qué pasa si nos amáramos. Pero la guerra nos separa, así que páranos y únenos de nuevo, por favor, como quisiéramos. Ve al humano maltratar a su mujer, divisa al pueblo roto por su falta de poder. Sigo viendo al niño muriendo sin comer y al rico atragantarse tan solo por placer. Quedamos pocos mensajeros del honor, fieles servidores del humano con valor, nobles narradores de palabra con amor. Solo faltas tú para guiar nuestro interior. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Marina Komova, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Sé que no es fácil nadar en estas aguas, ni mantener el rumbo en este sin razón. Sé que me quemo si camino en la fragua. Este es mi deber cuando recibí mi don. Podría hablar sobre coches y dinero, pero no quiero, por eso soy la voz del guero. Prefiero mantener mi arte mensajero, luchar junto al humilde para destruir el clero. Unos tienen tanto y otros quieren tan poco. Esta melodía me está volviendo loco. Pido a Kion que limpie lo que toco. Él destruye el muro en el que normalmente choco. La tierra muere y morirá callada. Creaste un suelo de arena malgastada. Nos diste ciencia y eso no te avala. Ella da respuestas, tú no dices nada. Sé que mi fe no va mal, pero aquí debajo todo sigue igual. Luchamos por vivir algo que es normal. Por eso lo divino jamás será mortal. Oh, my nigga, feel the rasta, you nigga, no my nigga. Hey, escuela, haciendo fresco lo que siento desde el alma. Nego, lo siento. Lo sé, señor, quizás hable sin sentido, pero al malvado hay que darle su merecido. Mira al diablo en que me ha convertido, pidiéndole consejos a un desconocido. Marina Komova, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Marina Komova, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Represent, I know where you see the from president. Oh, gangsta shit, gangsta style, gangsta pure nigga, Kion in Selassie. I represent, soldier. My brother come over. It's a champion general flower. Listen, my reggae music is lower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. My brother come over. It's a champion general flower. Listen, my reggae music is lower. Yeah, man, real bomba clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, ribby damn, ribby damn. Hey, hey. La 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 la. Human attribute from Black Uhuru Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon.
Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé, luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe, viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Son los más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humo de este blon. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero.
Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul.
Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon.
Wanna ganja respect from Volumen 8. My niggas on Volumen 8, this is key on the studio respect. Alright, alright, alright.
Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich.
Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh. La 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 la. When I got just smoking from the studio up the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
Viven huyendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, so real. Love was man, I never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre para favor, no. Tú podrás por mierda traicionar a tu familia, matar tu sangre si vos sabías, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rastafarian familia, 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 Magna Boy son familia, ya no maniga.
خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هلي بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي واللي جاي يديني اليوم وباغي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هلي بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي واللي جاي يديني اليوم وباغي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري. Tuve un sueño donde no había amor, se perdía el color de una flor, se marchaba lentamente con el sol en el horizonte. Pude hacer algo para calmar mi dolor, y es por eso que le pongo flow, viviendo alto siempre. Purro cubimba, yeah. que todo por la familia. Burruco bimba, y es por eso vengo a bendecir. Burruco bimba, y es que todo por la familia. Burruco bimba, y es por eso vengo a bendecir.
Familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, Rasta Giant familia.
Magna Boy son familia, ya no maniga.
Magna super escalón, subiendo a nuevo escalón. Metallic in the salon, esquivo like sin estalón. Esos pies van del palo, pero bitch no rascan balón. Aunque me enrollo nada, cáñamo, nunca me paro. Aunque van tras de mí, no se pueden medir. Buscan el elixir, está metalizado. Y es que yo soy así, no van a descubrir sexy flow y skill con este descaro. Si familia necesita de ti, fíjalo. Por Connection Antarctic Field, dígalo. A mi Nigeria du Paris, día yo. Los magnetes han llegado, están aquí, píalo. Para soportar el dolor como no imaginas, es la vida en ámbar. Aunque creas que no puedes tú solo con la movida, yo llevaré tus bambas. Familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, it's original, man. Familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, yo soy un rocket, ellos abrilia. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea, melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de post final. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea, melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de voz final.
Dispara millas sin mirar y sin mirar sin asimilar que es la puta herida de tu vida hurgo. Los manates, la chatarrilla hacen pa' pillar piltrafillas, tres donos nos pilla y se va con la furgo. Te hará falta una pedicura y una cura si se apura, quizás llega la locura de mi turbo. Dale vueltas a la partícula, deja ya la mandíbula quieta que sola llega a Luxemburgo.
Niño, prepara la compota que la pera pata.
Pero vinimos a mejorarla.
Pa' hablar por mi familia y tengo autoridad.
Saben que no puedo cagarla.
Y poner ritmo y los manos dentro de cuatro patas. ¿Quieres esa vaina para probarla? Todo aquel en el party donde sacata. What the fuck, what the girl, what an alma.
Vive muriéndote la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, that's so real. Lo es man, never fear, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre para allá no. Tú podrás por mierda traicionar a tu familia, matar tu bra sangre si aún sabías, pero yo no. Familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, Rasta Giant familia.
Magna Boy son familia, ya no maniga.
Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los míos, Magna que cual fire them. Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los manas y saqué cual fire them. I could stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and the smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap, and bang in the sweet fire burn it, fill it with. Rastaman and God Illuminati play the kill. Stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and the smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap, bang in the sweet fire burn it, fill it with. Key Cray is a king, Magnus thing. Nobody, no kill them. In a crazy style. Chale, no fire them. It's a Rasta ganja. Nobody, no kill them. It's a crispy style. Tally, the fire cream. It's a Rasta ganja. Familia, Rasta chai is familia. Key Cray is familia. Pure nego is familia. Siku, Key Magneto, familia. Familia, es el que está a la mínima. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, Rasta Giant familia. Magna Boy que te aplasta, nego.
brutal. Hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.